And we are set for a hockey in Syracuse. Hello again, everybody. Dan Duva here, high above ringside in the McLean Northeast broadcast booth. Syracuse Crunch playoff hockey is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. And let's get to tonight's starting lineups. And first, for the visiting IceCaps goaltender, Charlie Lindgren. The backup goaltender tonight is Zachary Fucale. Jan Denis unavailable, so Fucale is the backup for Lindgren tonight. Lindgren 1-2 in the series, a 1.99 goals against average, a .937 save percentage. For the Crunch, it's Mike McKenna. He is 2-1 in 3 games, 202 goals against average, .922 save percentage. For the IceCap skaters, the defense is Zach Redmond, who scored his first postseason goal on Wednesday. He'll be paired with Brent Lernout. The forwards tonight, Jakob De La Rose, Stefan Matteau, and Michael McCarron. And for the Crunch, the defense will be Ben Thomas and Matthew Brodeur. The forwards, Byron Fraze, Adam Ernie, and Joel Vermeen. Olivier Gwynn and Vermin South, the referees. Here's the drop of the puck. Underway. Crunch left to right. Blue uniforms for the Crunch. Couldn't get it deep. Lernout sends it back to the offensive zone. McCarron left side walks in front. Lost the puck. Collision. Right wing shot blocked. It ends up on the far boards. McCarron quick stick right circle deflected up into the screen. McCarron, 6'6", 230 pounds, 22 years old, just sent down from Montreal. He appeared in 1 game for the Canadiens against the New York Rangers in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Only 6+ minutes in that game. But he has been sent down here, the only player eligible to be sent down from Montreal to St. John's. He made an impact in Wednesday's game, and I meant that literally, physical impact from Michael McCarron, 6'6". Right there, he got clipped in front of the Syracuse goal, trying to drag the puck in front. Neutral zone play. Ernie deals right for Brodeur, fires it ahead. Fraze tips it into the trapezoid. Lindgren yanks it around behind. Left wing centering try, a trickling puck poked away. Ernie threw it on goal. Only because of Brett Lernout's alertness did it not go in. Sherbak is in. Right wing shot save. McKenna slides to his left, denies Jakob De La Rose. 45 seconds in, no score. Crunch and IceCaps, 1 shot aside so far. Well, Charlie Lindgren, in the regular season, 1 win in 5 games against Syracuse. Backup for the first 2 games in Jan Denis was successful against Syracuse. But as mentioned, Denis scratched today. Zachary Fucale is the backup. Fucale had 1 appearance with the IceCaps earlier this season, and it was a shutout. Here's a right circle faceoff coming for St. John's. Chris Terry will go against Yanni Gord, who is at center today between Corey Conacher and Michael Bourneval. Gord wins it. Cuckoo sends it off the far boards, off the linesman. IceCaps take it away. Feed to the left point comes out of the zone, intended for Joel Hanley. Bourneval, Conacher, and Gord is the trio. IceCaps a takeaway at center. Here's Sherbak down the left wing. Feed to the high slot, nobody home. Dotchin had protected Sherbak on the near side, or defended him, I should say, and that forced the errant pass. IceCaps back to their own zone, cleared down the left side, and Hudon wins the race, so there's no icing. McKenna first to the puck in the trapezoid. Far corner and Slater Cuckoo. Bourneval chips it towards the line on the far side. Backhands it ahead towards Yanni Gord, but it got by him, and the IceCaps take over in their defensive zone. IceCaps from right to left. White uniforms with red numbers, blue hockey pants. Here's Daniel Audette, left wing side. Flutters it into the left corner. Terramita defends. Battle is in the trapezoid now. Freeberg feeds left point. Daniel Briette, right side. Didier shoots. Condra blocks it near the right circle. Jams it along to Pekka. Loses the puck. Terramina gets it back. Kick to the neutral zone in time again. Starts it along. Eric Condra left side. He delays. In the slot. He shoots, gloved and held by Charlie Lindgren. Pekka speeding in, hoping for a rebound, but Lindgren did not allow one. Eric Condra, the captain of the Crunch, scored a playoff goal on Wednesday in his first playoff goal since 2011 with the Binghamton Senators en route to a Calder Cup championship with that franchise. Condra coming to the Lightning organization last year as a free agent, and though he was in the National Hockey League all of last season, this year ended up in the American League. And on St. Patrick's Day, named captain of the Crunch. replacing Luke Witkowski, who had started in Syracuse and moved up to the National Hockey League to stay. Condra is roughly a point per game since he was named captain back in mid-March. Kevin Lynch back in the lineup today. Third game out of 4 in this series. Takes a left circle draw, wins it. Brett Howden left wall. Cuckoo left point, chips it into the trapezoid. Hops around right wing. Dumont shoots high and wide. And around the boards it goes out of the zone. Waffling back to the Syracuse end. Donchin is there. Banks it near side, but it's a turnover. Here's Nicky Petty. He shoots, save. And McKenna, the stop to his right. Nicky Petty appeared in the first game of this series. The fourth liners did not see much ice time. Fourth line consists of Yannick Vieux and Nicky Petty, plus Anthony Camara. And aside from Vieux, who did see some spot time in special situations, we didn't see much of Camara or Petty there in games 1 or 2, even though they were in the lineup. They were both scratched for game 3 on Wednesday. Mark McMillan is scratched today. Keegan Lowe is scratched today. A couple of the guys who've been in there for St. John's in the series. Both teams have significant healthy scratch numbers. Black aces for the most part. Syracuse loses the defensive zone draw, but the puck does come out to the line. Camara chips it back in. IceCaps have tagged up. Here's Dominic Machine, feels the pressure that came from Petty, but he survives it with Taramina's puck support. Matt slides it up the middle. Joel Vermeen comes into the zone on the left wing. Joel scored the team's first goal on Wednesday. Here's Fraze with Ernie working through the left circle, but it's knocked loose. McCarron skates out right side for St. John's. Slides it into the right corner. Taramina checked off there. Puck to the near side of the ice in the Crunch defensive zone. Up the wall, Byron Fraze, who had the game winner on Wednesday. He's tripped up a little bit, and the puck does come to the neutral zone. No score here in Syracuse. St. John's IceCaps nothing. Syracuse Crunch nothing. IceCaps send it down, and it's into the corner near side. Here's Ben Thomas. Sneaks it up the right wing boards. Finds Fraze at center. Now make it Borneval in the middle. Works around his man down the left wing, but the puck trickles away. IceCaps take it. Mateau checked by Thomas on the near boards. Mateau passes behind his goal for Noah Juleson in his second pro game, the rookie defenseman. Breakout pass off target for St. John's. Brodeur takes it away for Syracuse. Right wing Thomas lifts it into the left corner. Gord chases as he chases his first playoff point this season. Puck rolls out in front of the St. John's net and into the right corner. Borneval lands a check on the right boards. Joel Hanley there defensively for St. John's. Gord reaching in, puck to the point. Donchin keeps, he shoots, tipped on goal. Save Lindgren. Yanni Gord got a piece at the right post, but Lindgren was aware of his presence. Puck out at the line. Cuckoo was bumped and forced it offside. Chris Terry was on Slater, and rather than giving up a breakaway, I think Slater wanted to protect the puck, as he did there. No score with 16:08 to go in the first period. Game 4 of the North Division semifinals. Crunch played the first 2 games of the series on the road. You'll wonder why would the division champions go on the road in the first round. It has to do with the distance in a best-of-5 series. So the Crunch played the first 2 on the road. Lost game 1, victorious in game 2 in double overtime. Series shifted here, and now Pekka works out in front left side, chipped away. Syracuse won game 3 on Wednesday here at home, 3-2. Now out in front, Pekka, McGinn for Condra, bumped off the puck, it trickled into the slot. Pekka, Condra, and McGinn, each with 3 points in the series. Almost had one right there. Pekka back to his own zone, throws it towards the near circle. Sherbak picks it off. Left corner for Sherbak. Pulls it around behind, but Cuckoo knocks it loose. Pekka's got the puck. He looks left side, sneaks it along to time again. In front of his bench, protects it towards the right side. Donchin up to Condra. Sets up Donchin back into the zone with McGinn. He throws it across, but just missed McGinn. Left wing, Cuckoo shot high and wide. Around the boards to the near wing, where it's picked up by Brett Lernout. And behind the goal for Zach Redmond, who scored a power play marker for St. John's on Wednesday. Lernout again, banks it to the line. It goes behind Taramina, so could not corral it. Farnham comes in left wing for St. John's. Farnham delays, feeds the slot. Redmond shoots, kick save! Right toe for McKenna. And the Crunch clear the zone. Sent down the ice. Dumont wins the race for Syracuse despite 2 IceCaps hustling after it. Crunch in the right corner. You hear the applause for the crowd. What was louder, the crowd for the save or for the icing negated? In the slot, it's Lynch. Stick check, loses it. Freeberg to the far side. And it's lifted to the neutral zone by the IceCaps captain, Pass forward. Dumont tips it deep, and the Crunch go for a line change. No score so far. 14:20 to go. First period. St. John's nothing. Syracuse nothing. IceCaps with 3 shots. Crunch with 2. Puck to the Syracuse zone. Here's Ben Thomas, the rookie defenseman. Calgary native getting some help on the near side from a Winnipeg native, and that is Byron Fraze. Here is Verbeek, whips it to the middle, and Matthew Brodeur from Montreal enters the zone. Brodeur shoots it wide left. Left wing side, Ernie chasing in. He's from New Haven, Connecticut. Couldn't keep it, but it's out to the line. Couple of boot-style efforts from Joel Verbeek. The Swiss forward charges toward a loose puck on the right side now, but the IceCaps clear. Battle between the lines. It's an offside play. Yannick Vieux brought it in just as one of his teammates came across, and we have an official timeout. 13 minutes and 43 seconds to go. First period. St. John's nothing, Syracuse nothing on ESPN Radio.
Seneca Chiropractic and Family Wellness is the official chiropractors of the Syracuse Crunch. So as you root for your Syracuse Crunch into the playoffs, the sports-certified chiropractors that specialize in your sports injuries at Seneca Chiropractic and Family Wellness will be rooting alongside you. Be sure to visit them today to find out how they can help with your total wellness solution. Also know that the sports-certified chiropractors at Seneca Chiropractic are there when you need them, from weekend warrior to professional athlete. Visit them today in Camillus, Liverpool, Manlius, Homer, or at Seneca-Chiro.com.
SyracuseHelpWanted.com salutes the employee of the month. The one employee you can't live without. The others, let's just call them Dave.
Oh, man.
What's going on, Mr. Employee of the Month?
Oh, nothing, Dave. It's just a paper jam.
Paper jam? Hey, guys, time for a paper jam!
I shouldn't have said anything.
If you don't mind hiring Daves, go to the huge national job boards. That's probably what you'll get. But if you want more employees of the month, go where local job seekers find good local jobs. SyracuseHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
Hi, above ringside in Syracuse. Hello again, everybody. Dan Duva here from the McLean Northeast broadcast booth. No score at Crunch and IceCaps. Game 4. Syracuse victory ends the series. And on to the North Division Finals. If the IceCaps win, we'll play tomorrow at a decisive Game 5. Dumont in the neutral zone wins the faceoff opposite McCarron. And Brodeur tries to bank it forward, but cut off in the neutral zone by Josiah Didier, and he sends it deep. McKenna for Thomas, who's hit hard in his own zone by Mateau. It's a takeaway. On goal, a shot. Mateau denied. McKenna sliding with his pads from right to left. To the neutral zone, Brett Howden tips it along. Dumont checked it center by Mateau. Puck to the near side. Stephane Mateau, teammates with Slater Cuckoo. Way back when, Slater talked about that a little bit on Crunch Weekly last night at Tully's. A lot of talented teammates, but that was the last time Slater Cuckoo had scored a playoff goal when Mateau was his teammate, even before his OHL days back in Notre Dame. And so with Syracuse getting a goal from Slater Cuckoo on Wednesday, Slater's hoping for more offensive impact. There's an offside against St. John's coming into the zone. Slater with one of the goals in the series. The other goals, Condra's got one. Taramina's got one. A game winner for Fraze. Joel Verbeek and Corey Conacher. The only guy with multiple goals for the Crunch in the series, time again. And power play goal in Game 1 and the overtime game winner in Game 2. Stephane Mateau, meanwhile, the only multi-goal scorer for St. John's in the series. In terms of overall points, Taramina's got 4, and that is best in the series, tied with Charlie Udon. Crunch send it deep left side. It's Gord, Borneval, and Conacher, the forwards. Sherback finds it on the far side. In his own zone, here's Sherback, the Russian skating up the right wing side. Mishandles the puck at the offensive line, and the Crunch take it away. Gord wobbles a bit, feeds up for Dachin. Borneval taps it down the right wing, lifted back the other way by Lernout. Dachin to his own zone. Couple of fakes, waving his stick over the blade to fake out Chris Terry. Conacher bumped in the neutral zone, trying to get the puck deep. And some shoving over near the benches there. You hear the crowd reaction. Hudon skates out right wing for St. John's. Bumped by Conacher, and they'll call a penalty. And now Sherback goes over to Conacher. He's not happy about that. Referee comes over, and he's going to, I believe, assess Conacher for tripping. As now Dachin and Hudon come together in the neutral zone. So the first penalty of the game belongs to Syracuse, and the IceCaps have the first power play. McConaughey gave his man a shove. I'm not sure it was tripping. The player tripped, but there's a difference. So the power play has a chance for St. John's. They've got 2 power play goals in the series, including one on Wednesday, courtesy of Zach Redmond. For the season, St. John's power play was ranked 10th in the league, over 19%. Crunch penalty kill in the regular season, 8th in the league. Again, Syracuse has allowed 2 goals in this series for the St. John's power play. Conacher sits for 2. Penalty killers will be Condra, Dachin, Dumont, and Cuckoo. Power players for St. John's: McCarron, Sherbak, Udon, Redmond, and Terry. Right circle face-off for St. John's to the left of Mike McKenna, Crunch goalie. No score here, 12-14 to play first period in Game 4. Here's the draw. St. John's wins it on the right wing boards. It goes by Terry, clipped, and a penalty coming. Condra bumped by Terry, and interference the call. And there goes the power play for St. John's after only 5 seconds. Well, Condra, sensing the opportunity to chase a loose puck, raced out towards the point after Terry couldn't keep it. And then Terry, reaching out and bumped to Condra in pursuit of that loose puck. Now Terry takes the penalty. It's entirely possible that if he doesn't commit that penalty, Condra has a 1-on-0 breakaway. So that makes it 4-on-4 hockey for 1:55, and then the 5-second man advantage for Syracuse. But now, an offensive zone drop for the Crunch. It's Gord to take it. Vermeen to his right, Cuckoo to his left, and that's who gets the puck after the face-off win for Gord. Dachin works out near the blue line. Here's Cuckoo, pulls it around behind to the right corner. Slater joined by Gord down there. 4-on-4 play. Terry in the box for interference, and Conacher in the box for tripping. Conacher forced around to the left wing side. Gets some help from teammate on the far boards and Joel Vermeen, but puck comes out of the zone, and St. John's at the offensive end. Here's Sherbak left side. Peels away from Gord and skates it intentionally to the neutral zone. No score with 11:33 to go in the first period. Vermeen disrupts a pass for St. John's. Redmond to his own zone. Both sides making changes in the midst of this 4-on-4 situation. Hanley fires ahead left side off Udon. It's nearly offside, apparently not. Udon shooting, tipped in front, and it comes to the near boards left wing. Tipped away by Fraze, and around behind it goes for Matt Taramina. 4 points in the series for Matt, 1 goal, 3 assists. Emerges from the defensive zone, enters the offensive end. Looks left, he finds Ernie in the circle. He shoots, blocked in the left circle. Kicked along, and here comes Noah Juleson towards Daniel Audette. Lost the puck at center. Juleson gets it back, flips it deep, but Taramina got in his way. So the IceCaps go for another change. Left to right, Dominic Machine leads Thomas on the far side, a pair of rookie defensemen, but it's an offside play. 27 seconds remain of 4-on-4 play, and then will be a brief Crunch power play of only 5 seconds. It's 10:40 to go on the drop-down scoreboard here. No scoring. IceCaps nothing, Crunch nothing. Game 4 of the North Division semifinals. Crunch lead the series 2-1. A Syracuse victory today means they clinch on to the North Division finals. In the defensive zone for the Crunch, Eric Condra skates out right side into the middle, and apparently offside. Looked like Pekka made a nifty play with his skate. Separate from that, De La Rose comes together with Cuckoo and Condra. Linesmen separate them. Sort of a tap back from Condra speeding in. Pekka in the high slot. Though he was marked, it appeared as though the skate of Pekka kept the puck at the blue line. Condra comes over to talk to the linesman, who is Brian Oliver. The other linesman is Brian Daisy. Pekka to take the face-off against De La Rose. De La Rose ends up in a seated position, but he wins the face-off. IceCaps right to left. Fire deep by Redmond to the defensive zone. For the Crunch, they go. Goalie Mike McKenna to the near side, Ben Thomas. Slides it along to Condra. Sets up Pekka's breakout to the left wing, and Jake Dotchin into the zone, crossing with Conacher. Penalties are over. Left wing swing and a miss by Pekka. Not in a great position to shoot. He had to sort of compact his swing. Redmond comes in. He shoots right wing, save McKenna. Pekka on the move there in the offensive zone. He wound up in the left circle, but the puck was a bit too close to his skates rather than in a shooting position. We have an official timeout. 9:55 to go, first period. St. John's nothing, Syracuse nothing on ESPN Radio.
It's that time of year again. Get the boat out, get the camper out, open up the cottage. Kevin Fear, president of Mattress Express. And many boats and campers have custom-sized mattresses. Take your measurements, bring them in. We can have a custom-sized mattress in as little as 5 days. If you have a camper cottage, you spend a lot of money to have a place to relax. Don't sleep on a poor mattress. We have a really nice, comfortable bed, 10-year warranty, queen set for $399. If you don't have the cash you need for the mattress, simply go to sleepischeap.com. Do our new 15-second express credit app and let my team go to work for you. I don't care how bad you think your credit is, or maybe if your credit's great and you're smart enough to use somebody else's money for free, take 15 seconds and find out. Syracuse, Erie Boulevard on the corner of Thompson Road next to Brugger Bagel. Oneida, Genesee Street next to Silver City Tire. Pulaski, downtown by the theater across from the old Burn Dairy. Watertown, Arsenal Street across from Dunkin' Donuts. And Evans Mills right outside main gate of Fort Drum in the J&J Plaza next to Dunkin' Donuts.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
No score here in Syracuse. St. John's visiting the Crunch. Game 4 of the North Division semifinals. Syracuse leads the best-of-5 series 2-1. Win tonight, Crunch advance. Shots are 5-2 St. John's, and the IceCaps win it offensive zone faceoff. Freeberg with Farnham in the right corner. Farnham trying to fake away from Dumont. Farnham skates left, fakes back the other way toward the right. Could not wrap it around. Taramina swipes it away out to the right point. Redmond to the left, but it's forced out of the zone. Learn out to his own line. Freeberg taps it ahead. Anthony Camara sends deep for St. John's. McKenna, a skilled puck handler, finds Vermeen make it a machine in the corner. And the scrum continues, and a penalty coming up. And a boarding call. And it appears that Dumont will be whistled for 2. Furman South makes the call. And Dumont will sit. Now, when you think of the penalties as they've been assessed in this series, remember that officials, like umpires, everybody is a little bit different what they call and what they don't. The referees were the same in games 1 and 2. Game 3, it was different. Game 4, it is different. We have not yet seen tonight's 2 referees. But there were plenty of things that were not called in the first couple of games of the series that another referee may have called. Here's a right wing shot, gloved, gobbled up by McKenna right after the faceoff. Of course, the players will simply ask for consistency. 9:20 to go in the first, no score. St. John's on the power play. They had one brief power play that lasted 5 seconds because they took themselves out of it. Here's a steal for Conacher, shorthanded, comes out with Gord. Yanni trouble at neutral zone, and the puck trickles into the St. John's zone. Yanni Gord had 4 shorthanded goals in the regular season. Putting on some pressure with the forecheck. Hudon is back with Redmond and behind the goal. Chris Terry waits. 30 goals in the regular season for Terry, including 19 power play goals and 18 power play assists. Terry comes into the zone, feeds Hudon, shooting, save McKenna, dives on the rebound, pouncing with his glove on top of it, and play is halted. Hudon down and appeared to be in pain for a moment, clutched his face as he lost his stick. Minute 22 to go on the St. John's power play. No score with 8:46 to go, first period. McCarron grabs the stick for Hudon, but he will skate off. Gonna need well, he's going to stay on apparently. He just wanted to wipe his stick off. Got a towel from the equipment manager and Got the moisture off the stick. Of course, you don't want it coming out of your hands. Right circle face-off. Crunch win this one. Blasted around the boards by Thomas. Redmond keeps the zone. Back and forth passing with Sherbak. Redmond on the right side. Hudon sets a bit of his screen. Redmond slides it left. Terry skates ahead down the left wing. Pestered by Condra. Terry rims it around. Far side, Hudon could not collect it. Fraze steals it. Sets up Condra shorthanded. Condra comes along with Brodeur. Condra shoots. Fought off. Rebound. Goes into the right corner. It was gloved by Redmond, and he directed the puck towards the corner rather than fluttering in front of the goal. 48 seconds on the St. John's power play. Killers are now Lynch, Bourneval, Dachin, and Brodeur. Sherbak left point. Redmond in the middle. He shoots. Tip wide right. Side of the net. It's Mateau setting up Sherbak. Center point Redmond. Right side Terry. Throws it across. Knife down by Bourneval. And Sherbak forced to play it in the left corner. Hard pass up top for Redmond. The power play goal scorer yesterday. He shoots. Knocked down. And it comes to the near side. Sherbak keeps the zone. Centering try. Bourneval blocks it out of the zone. Redmond sneaks a pass ahead from Mateau, but it's an offside play. And that halts action. 13 seconds to go on the power play for St. John's. And for clarity's sake, that power play goal from Redmond was on Wednesday, not yesterday. The Crunch and IceCaps did not play yesterday. 13 seconds left on the penalty with Dumont in the box for boarding. 2 penalties for Syracuse so far in this game. They did not commit many penalties in the game on Wednesday. It was pretty even. Crunch win the neutral zone face-off. Cuckoo sends down, but a whistle. Too many men on the ice? What's the deal? Referee swirled his finger around, but the right number of people were out there. What's the problem? No, the referee decided that it was Cuckoo's trying to find out what the story is here. I mean, it's a penalty kill. There's no icing. It's the only thing, in theory, it could have been, unless it went off of somebody at the bench. That doesn't make any sense. They're only, well, the officials, I think, maybe didn't realize there was a power play there. I'm not sure. So now it's a neutral zone face-off again. And now Conacher and Mateau nearly come together. Linesmen step in quickly. The officials are far more attentive to the extracurriculars in this game than they have been in any of the first 3. And at this pace, we're going to be here for a while. Forward against De La Rose in the neutral zone. It's a tie-up. De La Rose won it backward. Conacher steps in and steals it. Crunch had the puck with 3 seconds on the kill. Fired all the way down by Machine. It goes over the glass, and that's delay of game. Dominic Machine, an unforced error, sent the puck from his own zone over the glass in the offensive end. And that's what you might call a rookie mistake. Crunch with a successful kill. And the mistakes that Ben Grew has been talking about have to do with focus. You cut down on the mistakes through enhanced focus, you're likely to conserve energy. But now the Crunch will have to expend some extra energy here because of that unforced delay of game minor. Machine from his own end fired the puck over the glass down at the St. John's end. So the IceCaps right back on the power play. 7:23 to go in the first and no score. Crunch have 2 rookie defensemen in the lineup. Both Machine and Thomas have been in there all season long, getting far more playing time this year than most probably anticipated. But Luke Witkowski was up top. Dachin was in the National Hockey League. Slater, Cuckoo, etc. Here's Redmond in the high slot. Redmond looks left, finds Hudon. He winds, he shoots. Tipped high by Dachin. It goes into the screen. Dylan Blugis, of course, was injured for much of the year. He is a healthy scratch today. Jonathan Racine is also available, along with Adam Comrie. Not to mention Libor Hayek, who's a Black Ace, so there's no shortage of available defensemen. But at the beginning of the season, you might not have expected Ben Thomas and Dominic Machine to play so consistently in terms of appearances. And they have no doubt grown by major strides this year, but once in a while, you'll see one of those rookie mistakes. Okay, so here's St. John setting up the power play again. Redmond in the high slot with 7:05 to go in the first, no score. Sherback, a tap back. Terry fires. Dumont blocks it. Around to the near rim. Sherback up top for Terry. He winds. Sherback feeds down low. Off McCarron's stick and into the trapezoid. Cuckoo picks him up. Dotchin finds the puck. Clears it all the way down. Penalty at 1:22 as the Crunch get a new group out there. It's Brodeur, Thomas, Fraze, and Bourneval. Redmond starts ahead for St. John's. A drop pass to Terry. Looks left. Lost the puck, and Fraze stole it for a moment. Whipped across right wing. Lots of room. McCarron shoots. Sucked in. McKenna the save. A mistake by St. John's on the entry. A broken play. And the Crunch nearly had a short-handed rush if Fraze had controlled the puck. However, everyone was drawn to the broken play on the near side, and that allowed a huge lane on the right wing, and an uncontested shot saved Mike McKenna. 1:05 on the power play for St. John's in a right circle faceoff. De La Rose against Gore. De La Rose wins it. Audette to the point. On the right side, Hanley to the left for Julian Briette. Near the left hash marks. Pass under the stick of Hanley. He'll be forced to his own zone. Conacher, hard hustle after him, and down goes the defenseman Hanley. No penalty call, though. Conacher had reached in, but not enough for tripping. Conacher continues the forecheck on De La Rose. Briette deals backward for Hanley. Back ahead for Briette on the left wing. 6 minutes to go in the first, no score. 35 seconds on the power play for St. John's. De La Rose on the right side. Gord watching him skate into the corner. Banks it around to the left wing. Daniel Audette starts ahead. Now to the left point, and Julian Briette. Right wing, one-time shot misses. Hanley missed and into the left corner. Taken by Daniel Audette at the left point. Feeds right wing side. In the right circle. A couple of head fakes here. De La Rose shoots, blocked by Brodeur. Smacks the puck to the far wing. Gord spun around. Brodeur clears all the way down. That'll do it. 3 seconds on the penalty, and you hear the crowd reaction. Machine out of the box. And the Crunch now 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. Fraze, Bourneval, and McGinn now the forwards, and a lead pass broken up by Cuckoo. Here's Fraze with McGinn, trying to get it to him, but just out of his reach. Fraze knocked over. Penalty coming up. Tripping the call against St. John's, and now Syracuse will have a power play. Syracuse will have a power play, but first, a timeout. 5 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the first period. St. John's nothing, Syracuse nothing on ESPN Radio.
Billy Fusillo Jr. with my father right here at Fusillo Nissan. As the snow's just about done, well, hopefully it's done, the SUVs get hot. Those four-wheel drive Pathfinder, new 17 with that massive body style, the complete new redesign, and the lease on them is just knock your socks off. And folks, you know we are not like those other dealers that want tax and DMV and these thousands and thousands of dollars down. We're the first payment down. So $379, $379, $379 down, $379 a month. Four-wheel drive, third row seat, 17 Nissan Pathfinder, only here at FusilloNissan.com, where everything is used, New York, used.
2017 Nissan Pathfinder SV 4x4. MSRP $36,405. 36-month, 36,000-mile lease. 12,000 miles per year. 15 cents per mile over limit. 8% tax. First monthly payment of $379 due at signing. Monthly payment plus tax, tags, DMV fees, and $595 acquisition fee. Included in payment structure. $395 disposition fee. No early termination fee. Offer available upon approved credit through Nissan Motor Finance. See Fusillo Nissan for details. Pricing available from April 1st, 2017 through April 30th, 2017.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
Syracuse Crunch power play set to go. Crunch and IceCaps scoreless with 5:06 to go in the first. Fraze wins the right circle faceoff for Syracuse. It's a battle on the near boards. Condra with McGinn. Condra throws it off the linesman. It does end up in the corner, but that was not the plan. Fraze now finds it left wing. His pass to the point was tipped. Play continues for Fraze, who whacks it towards the trapezoid. McGinn chases, but the IceCaps clear on the near boards with Joel Hanley. Condra, McGinn, Pekka, Fraze, and Taramina, the power players for Syracuse. Second power play of the game for the Crunch. The first one lasted only 5 seconds. It really shouldn't count, but technically it does. McGinn turns and banks it to the point. Nobody was there. Hustling back Byron Fraze to his own zone. Farnham chases. Fraze, a power play weapon, no doubt about that. It's one of the things Ben Grew talked about on Countdown to Crunch Time, the power play prowess for Byron Fraze. Condra finds Fraze on the left wing. The righty in the right circle, in the left circle, I should say. Condra with Fraze. And he fumbles the puck for a moment. Taormina now controls left point for Syracuse. Minute on the power play. Fraze left wing. Taormina settles. Left wing. One-time shot blocked. Down in a heap goes Didier. Play continues. Taormina shooting. Tipped wide left. It goes into the left corner for Eric Condra. Eric to Taormina, center point. He looks. Right side, Pekka starts ahead. Quick stick save, trickling puck wide left. Condra put it into the glove of Lindgren, the righty catcher. It went off his glove and just wide of the left post. Condra pokes at left point. Taormina is in left wing. He gets deep, takes it around behind. Taormina drops it in the corner for McGinn. 23 on the power play for Syracuse. Byron Fraze at the left point. Fraze settles it down. Right side for Pekka. Down low, McGinn in front. Score! Eric Condra, power play goal Syracuse. 1-0 Crunch with 3:19 to go in the first period. 2 goals in 2 home games for the Crunch captain. Wonderful puck movement by the Crunch. Pekka in the right circle, McGinn at the right goal line. Set up in one motion to Condra in the slot, down to his right knee. He ripped it home, and Syracuse leads 1-0. Once again, McGinn sets up Condra. That's the same combo for the goal in Wednesday's game. And here it is, that trio, Pekka, McGinn, and Condra. Now all 3 of those players with 4 points in the series. No coincidence that Ben Grew has kept those guys together. Play is now in the neutral zone. Adam Ernie is back in his own end. Down to 3 minutes to go in the first, 1-0 Syracuse. In the neutral zone, it's a steal for Conacher. Passes it through an IceCaps player's legs, but he was outnumbered. St. John's has it again. Hanley with Juleson at center. Feed to the right wing. Terry gets it deep into the right corner. Cuckoo goes back. Dodgen there for help. Dodgen's got the puck. Sets up Adam Ernie. Nifty backhand pass to Conacher. Skates out with Gord. Conacher forced to play it down the wing. He sneaks through the defense. Gord into the left corner. He's got the puck. Feeding Gord, but it was just behind him. And Hudon can't clear. Howden with a takeaway. Howden to Conacher on the left wing. Hoping for Gord in front. Conacher was knocked over. Play continues. Conacher crawling to his stick. Slowly getting up. Play continues on the near side of the ice. And now Conacher will start off. Redmond has the puck for St. John's. Howden continues the forecheck now for Syracuse. Down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first period. 1-0 Crunch. Sherback ladles it deep left corner for the IceCaps. Apparently he did not get across the red line. They'll call it an icing. Oh, and Sly Lefebvre is furious. I think he's got an argument. It looked from up here as though Sherback got to that red line at least as much as most linesmen will give you credit for it. So Sylvain Lefebvre is giving it to the linesman right now, Brian Oliver. So Syracuse gets an offensive zone face-off in a very tired St. John's group. Again, Sherback was just looking to get the puck deep. He sent it in. It's not as though he really had plenty of time. He could have taken another stride to send it deep. And then most of the times the linesman is going to give you that call, but not there. Puck is tipped to the neutral zone, and Taormina fires it in. Gloved by Lindgren. He leaves it in play to his right. Under 2 minutes to go. It's a turnover. Taormina shoots. Save. No rebound. Lindgren down in the butterfly. An errant breakout pass. Taormina right to it in the high slot. He let her rip. The lefty blast was sucked in by Charlie Lindgren. 1-0 Crunch with 1:47 to go in the first period. Taormina, 4 points in the series. And now he has 3 teammates tied with him in McGinn, Condra, and Pekka on that last goal. Condra is second of the series. McGinn now 2 goals, 2 assists. Pekka, all points are helpers. 4 assists for Pekka. St. John's clears the zone after a defensive zone face-off win. Taormina gets it out to Joel Vermeen, who chips it onto the St. John's bench. And a neutral zone face-off will be next. Now, speaking of those 3, meaning Pekka, McGinn, and Condra, talking about line combinations. Well, no doubt about the combination, and Ben Grew said, why dismantle a line that you believe in? I guess that means that he believes in that trio. And he really likes their 200-foot game. And while they have created points, don't dismiss what they do at the other end of the ice, too. Fraze, Vermeen, and Ernie are the forwards now, with the IceCaps hemmed up in their own zone. Takeaway for the Crunch. Thomas throws it out in front. Fraze tries to settle, kicks it to himself, stood up by Camara, puck towards the line, kept by Brodeur. Deflected pass goes into the right corner. Fraze gets some help from Vermeen, who misses the check and collides into his teammate Fraze. Camara comes ahead with Viu. He shoots. Tip shot goes wide of the short post and around behind to the far boards. Pekka there for the Crunch. Sends a bouncer towards Thomas on the right. It's out to the neutral zone, collected by Vermeen, into the zone with Pekka and McGinn. Thrown to the middle, poked away. Didier couldn't clear. Brodeur shooting. Save. And the whistle. Wait a second. They're going to call a penalty. They're going to call charging, and now Brodeur gets into it. Charging is the penalty against St. John's. So play is going to be in the Syracuse offensive zone with another power play. The reason why the play stopped was essentially St. John's tried to clear. In reality, the play was continuing because the Crunch got the puck at the point, but McKenna had just gone off for an extra attacker. Charging is the call against St. John's, and it will be another Syracuse power play with 48 seconds to go in the first period. Syracuse leads 1-0. It is Anthony Camara headed to the box. Fourth line winger for St. John's. So another crack on the man advantage for Syracuse. In the regular season, the Crunch power play was only ranked 22nd. But when you've got the weapons available to the Crunch now, units 1 and 2 seem absolutely lethal. And here's Byron Fraze. He is a power play specialist and set to take the faceoff. Freeberg gave a whack to Condra in the slot before the drop of the puck. So the linesman, Brian Oliver, offers a stern word. Fraze wins the draw. Pekka to the center point for Taormina. Pekka on the right side again. Dips down the wall. Pekka feeds the goal line and McGinn. Pekka turns forehand on the return pass. Up top, Taormina. Right wing, Pekka. The lefty shooting. Kick save. Rebound in front. Swept to the near boards. Good stick work by the defenseman in front, making sure Condra could not shoot it. Now down to the goal line. McGinn spins it in front. Blocked. It's a loose puck near side. McGinn tries to get it. Feeds behind the goal for Condra. 20 seconds left. Feed comes to the right wing, Pekka. At the right point, Pekka. Couple of head fakes. Starts ahead. He shoots. Save. No rebound. And that stops play. Hanley threw a jab into Pekka's left cheek. But the play had stopped, and Syracuse will get another draw with 11.9 to go in the first period. Crunch lead 1-0. Well, the defense in front of Lindgren doing everything it possibly can. First, on the shot that came from the right, puck was out in front, but Condra couldn't get a shot away. Too many sticks were in the way, so he just couldn't wind up, couldn't follow through, just no way to get his stick on the puck and shoot it. And then on the next one, a shot that came from Pekka, it was smothered. Never got through to Charlie Lindgren. And then the third one did get through to Lindgren, but he made the save. Minute 24 on the power play, so unless the Crunch score, they will carry some time into the second. Here's a right circle face-off. It's Fraze for the Crunch. He wins it clean back to Conacher. He slides it left. Dotchin can't handle it, but he takes it off the board. 7 seconds left. Left circle, Gord throws it across. Tip puck to the right corner. 3 seconds. Conacher in front. Shot! Save! Lindgren dives to his right as the horn sounds to end the period. Yanni Gord must feel snake-bitten right now. Thought he might have had his first point of the series. Lindgren says no. A minute 12 of carryover time on the penalty to Anthony Camara. Syracuse will take its 1-0 advantage into the first intermission, and then we'll start the second frame with a power play. Already one power play goal in this game. They did not score any power play goals in Game 3 or in Game 2. Their lone power play goal previously in the series was Game 1. And in fact, it was their own.
Syracuse, right here at 224 Harrison Street, Suite 306. Yes, MedicaidLaw.net. You're welcome.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
We're back here in Syracuse as we approach the start of the second period. I'm Lucas Favali as we wrap up our intermission report. Crunch with a 1-0 lead over the IceCaps. Get a late power play goal by Eric Condra at 16:41. the help of a couple of power plays, Crunch finished with the final 6 shots of the first period. And the goal was Calder from Ty McGinn and Matthew Pekka at 16:41 of that first period. So the Crunch have a minute and 12 seconds of power play time carrying over into the second period. And you talk about those three, Calder, McGinn, and Pekka. Boy, they have been a terrific unit together. And as we get ready to hand it off again to Dan Duva, some of the numbers you see from Calder: 7 career AHL playoff goals now, including the 2 here in this series and nearly a point per game in the playoffs. McGinn in his first playoff season, 4 points in 4 games. And Matthew Pekka now 6 points in 7 career playoff games. Pretty good numbers for that line.
Yeah, keep them together, right, Lucas? That's what Ben Crew told us on Countdown to Crunch Time today. If you've got a line that you believe in, why would you dismantle it? So Ben will not dismantle it. He'll stick with it. We'll check back with Lucas in our second intermission as the Crunch get ready to start the second period. Again, if the Crunch win today, they will have advanced, and they will take on either Toronto or Albany in the North Division Finals. And that series will start a week from today, if the Crunch win, of course. Underway in the second. Syracuse wins the faceoff going right to left. Here's Taramina, McGinn, Condra, Pekka, and Byron Fraze. To the right wing, McGinn tries to get it deep, but it's cut off by Lernout, and he'll make it Joel Hanley, who sends it all the way back down the ice. McGinn calls for a pass but doesn't get it yet. Now Pekka finds him right wing into the zone. McGinn on the backhand, throws it across the slot, but nobody home. To the near side, it's McGinn finding the puck. Condra taps it back from McGinn into the slot. It fumbles across, kept alive by Pekka. Yanks it along into the circle. It's got sandwiched and the puck goes to the corner. McGinn there with Condra. And play continues now back behind the St. John's goal. Power play time at 25 seconds. IceCaps clear, and a new penalty kill unit will come on for St. John's. Taramina retrieves the puck, chops it back behind his net. Slater Cuckoo charges to it. Short-handed forecheck here for Mateau and Farnham. Cuckoo with Taramina and Gord. Yanni wants the puck and now returns it to Taramina. 5 seconds on the power play. Pass ahead to Cuckoo on the backhand. Now forehand into 2 players at the line. Linesman was right in their way. And the penalty expires. Crunch get it deep, and now it's Cuckoo. Steps into a shot that's blocked, but off of Conacher and maybe Briette. Play continues. Conacher's stick breaks on a shot attempt as Dotchin keeps the zone, banking it into the right corner. Bourneval tries to set up Gord buzzing around behind, but it's stripped away. Here come the IceCaps 2-on-2. Mateau left wing. Dotchin defends and knocks the puck into the corner. Mateau follows to it, pulls it around. Dotchin bodies him. Here's Terry in the right corner. Cuckoo all over Chris Terry. On the right side, it's taken by the Crunch, and out they come. Bourneval to the far side, Conacher. Drop past Yanni Gord through the right circle. Feeds the middle, it's tapped away. And it comes to the near side. Here's Charles Hudon. One-on-one. Brodeur defends. Hudon to the middle. He shoots over the cage. It goes off the high glass and stays in play. Lots of room on the near side. Juleson, the rookie defenseman, pinching. Dotchin knocks him off the puck, and it's corralled by Yanni Gord. Yanni skates to center, feeds the middle. Here's Bourneval. Open ice entering the zone. He drags and shoots. Deflected away by Brett Lernout. Bourneval. Oh, he's crushed. Penalty coming up. That was a violent hit from Hudon. Bourneval is in a seated position as McKenna starts to the bench. Hudon, as now the play is whistled down, it was touched up in the corner. Bourneval is up and skating, but both referees immediately raise their arms, boarding the call. Bourneval, who has a history of head injuries, you're always concerned when something like that happens, especially when you consider the kinds of hits that we've seen in this series. Pekka was knocked out of the game on Wednesday briefly, though he returned. Ernie was knocked out of the game for good about halfway through, though he is back in the lineup today. And Bourneval demolished on the boards with Syracuse in the offensive zone. Again, Bourneval got up, appeared to be okay. He's on the bench. Brad Chavez is looking down the bench, but has not paid Bourneval any special attention. Bourneval flexing his left leg just a little bit, so we'll see if perhaps it's not just the concern for the head collision, but perhaps something else. So Syracuse back to the power play as the IceCaps penalty kill clears down. Good start for the IceCaps here. They're trailing the game 1-0, trailing the series 2-1. Can the Crunch put the hammer down? Here's Pekka to the right wing. It's an offside play. Condra and McGinn Pass from Pekka was intended for Condra, but it just missed him as he buzzed into the zone. So it will be a neutral zone face-off. Minute 41 to go on the Syracuse power play. 17:08 to go, second period. Crunch 1, IceCaps nothing. Condra from McGinn and Pekka is the lone goal so far. Face-off in the neutral zone. The IceCaps win this one, and it's played ahead to the Syracuse end. Second unit is on. It's Ernie, Conacher, Dotchin, Gord, and Howden. Brett Howden has 2 assists in the series, including 1 power play assist. Crunch trouble entering the zone, another offside, but the Crunch clear out. No whistle this time. Here's Dotchin. Back at his own line. Dotchin, the righty. Backhands at left wing for Yanni Gord. Yanni scans, enters the zone. Gets a screen from Howden on the left side. Delarose breaks up a pass, and it's grabbed by Freeberg in short-handed. He shoots, fought off by McKenna. Got the blocker on it. Gord starts back ahead on the left wing. Gord tied up, lost the puck, and it's snuck back forward. Here comes Bobby Farnham, right wing. Another chance. He can't get it through. It's off the back of the net. McKenna reaching back around the post. Play has not stopped, though the whistle blows now as Farnham was pushing at the side of the net. And then Farnham bangs on the glass with some fans in the vicinity, getting on Farnham's case. And the crowd there appreciates that from the fans as Farnham is sent off. Well, Crunch surrendered not 1 but 2 shorthanded chances on the breakaway. The first one, a great save by McKenna on Freeberg. The second one, it was Bobby Farnham who didn't really get a good shot away. It ended up going at the side of the net as the Crunch defense converged. But in both instances, it looked like Yanni Gord was trying to do too much. It was Yanni who controlled the puck, bringing it up to the line, and first made an errant pass. And again, the Crunch trying to get something out of their regular season MVP as the number 1 power play unit is back out there. Condra, McGinn, Taramina, Fraze, and Pekka. Taramina skates up the middle. Condra tripped up at the offensive line. A drop pass comes to Pekka, meanwhile. Feeds right wing and time again. Down the boards goes Ty into the right corner with a pass to Pekka. Up top, Taramina. He waits. He looks right to Pekka in the circle. He shoots. Save. Rebound. Knocked loose. Fraze tries to throw it out in front. Nobody's there. Bobby Farnham sends it out to the right point. Kept by Pekka. Taramina. Near side, Fraze, the righty in the left circle. Fraze starts up to the dot. Throws it towards the middle. It was blocked. Didier got in the way. Clearing effort, gloved by Taramina. Keeps the zone. Feeds right side Pekka. Throws it across. Farnham breaks it up, and it's deflected into the screen. 2 seconds to go on the power play for Syracuse. There's no doubt that this number 1 unit with McGinn, Pekka, and Condra up front with Fraze and Taramina working the perimeter, that is dynamic. You've got trigger options on either the left wing in Fraze or Pekka on the right wing. Condra and McGinn down low, Taramina up top. So impressive puck movement, and you see the synergy between those 5 players. Just couldn't get one through on that last series. Here's a right circle face-off. Power play will expire in 2 seconds. St. John's wins the draw. Dumont keeps the zone to the half boards. It's knocked away. Back to Dumont. Sends a waffling puck to the side of the goal, and it's corralled there by Joel Vermeer. Right side boards. Howden fans on a pass. And McCarron starts out for the IceCaps. Back to 5 aside. McCarron goes around a Terry screen. Sets up Terry. Return pass to Redmond in the slot was broken up. Found by Brett Howden on the near boards. Guides it out to Dumont. Up the right wing towards Joel Vermeer. Down the right boards, Vermeer ties up Lernout. Howden joins the play. It's on the back of the net. And the whistle blows. Now Dumont, who is, of course, new to the Crunch this season, new to the Crunch having been in Tampa Bay for the last few months, but certainly new to someone like Brett Howden, who he has not played with much. Well, Howden, you could see, in setting up Dumont on the breakout there, Howden sped up ahead on the left wing, and had Dumont seen him or perhaps sensed what Howden was trying to do, Howden would have been wide open coming down the left wing. But instead, Dumont more comfortable setting up Joel Vermeer on the right wing side, and though it did not lead to a scoring chance, it does lead to a right wing circle face-off for the Crunch. It's Gord to take it. Conacher on the right. Borneval on the left. It's Brodeur and Thomas up top. But St. John's wins the faceoff. And so the IceCaps on the near side clear. Brodeur knocked down by Mateau from behind. Mateau sends it in. VU sends it in. And it's gloved and covered by Mike McKenna. 14 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the second period. Syracuse 1, St. John's nothing. Crunch trailed the series 1-0, starting it up in Newfoundland, but they responded with a double overtime win in Game 2. Series shifted to Syracuse for Game 3, victorious for the Crunch in that one, 3-2, and that's where we stand. A 2-1 series advantage for Syracuse. It's a best-of-5 first round North Division semifinals, so if the Crunch win, they clinch. Gord taking the draw. IceCaps win it. Yulson lost it. VU in the slot shoots over the cage. Puck in the near corner. IceCaps still with it. Up top it comes. Yulson shoots. Knocked down in the slot by Yanni Gord. Yanni scampers out on the left side. Looks right. He gets whacked by VU from behind, but Gord plays deep right corner. Conacher speeds after it, joined by Kevin Lynch. Gord down there as well. Comes to the side of the net. Gord spun around. Daniel Audette defending. Now VU checked off by Kevin Lynch. Kevin brings a physical brand of hockey that some of the other speedy forwards lack. That's why Kevin is back in, having been scratched for Game 3. Here's Nikita Sherbak charging in. Pulls it around behind the Syracuse goal. Emerges on the left wing. Cross ice, Didier shooting. It's knocked down. It's at the skates of Dotchin. Didn't see it at first. Clearing effort to the near side. Adam Ernie is there. Shoves it across to Dotchin near the far boards. Dotchin rifles it out to the left wing. Ernie taps it in. Ernie checked on the near side boards, loses his stick, and Mateau tries to run him over. He loses his helmet and a couple of shoves. They've got to call a penalty on Mateau. They will, as the play goes out in front. Fraze is knocked over. Penalty is against Mateau because once you lose your helmet, you've got to go off the ice. Mateau, in thinking of knocking over Adam Ernie, and now Mateau grabs Dotchin's collar. He ought to be kicked out of the game. And Mateau will be ushered into the penalty box, and the crowd will really give it to him now. 13:32 to go in the second. It's a Syracuse lead 1-0. We have an official timeout. Back in a minute on ESPN Radio.
Whether you're an electrical contractor
Watch
or large or
Borneval.
small business, let the IBEW Local 43 help your company with no-cost benefit administration, flexible manpower, and a drug-free workforce.
I'm Barbara McQueenie, president of Allied Electric Company. Becoming an IBEW contractor has helped us to expand and improve our company. They provide access to a flexible, skilled workforce that is trained in all areas of electrical construction.
Please contact our membership development team at 422-0435 or visit our website at IBEW43.org.
After months of sorting through the good, the bad, and the ugly of online dating profiles, you finally found your perfect match. Now, where are you going to take them for dinner or drinks? The free Salt City Eats app is here to help. Download the Salt City Eats app and browse the best locally owned spots in central New York. Just a suggestion, Francesca's is a great spot to bring a first date in a beautiful atmosphere with amazing food. There's a local restaurant to match your date's style perfectly. Get the app for free today on Apple and Android, powered by Blue Rock Energy.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
Syracuse goes on the power play with Stefan Mateau in the box. Mateau's just losing his cool. I don't know what he was thinking on that last series. He's lucky he didn't get more. In the meantime, while the Crunch begin a power play, they'll be without the services of Michael Borneval, who has gone to the dressing room with athletic trainer Brad Chavez. Remember, Borneval was crushed along the boards, setting up the previous Crunch power play. He got up and seemed to be favoring his left leg. Of course, he has a history of head injuries, so you always have concern there. So Brad Chavez will check him out. We'll let you know if either Brad or Borneval return. So Crunch on the power play again, leading 1-0. Here's Pekka, sets up Tiramina left wing, throws it opposite corner right side. And it's just as quickly cleared down by Max Freeberg. Crunch with 2 power play goals in the series, including 1 today. Here's the breakout. First wave with Tiramina. Comes up to the line, enters the zone. Left wing side for Fraze. Whirls around, plays it deep. Condra lets it go through to McGinn on the right boards. Checked off on the play, and it starts the breakout. Slid down the left wing boards. Pekka goes back. Farnham will be there as well. Farnham checks Pekka, but that made the pass cleanly across to Tiramina. Breakout on the left wing for Byron Fraze. Backwards to Pekka. 4 assists now in the series for Matthew Pekka, the former Quinnipiac captain. Makes a backhand pass to the right wing. McGinn sees options, throws it in front. Knocked down by Lindgren. Cleared all the way back down the ice. Both Fraze and Condra were in front. The puck did not come through to them. It was Lindgren who knocked it down. So the Crunch still on the power play for 45 seconds, leading 1-0 here in Game 4, leading the series 2-1. Conacher makes the pass ahead to Ernie. Down the right side, Ernie knocked over. Puck ends up in the right circle. Howden feeds the high slot, but Gord couldn't get to it. It's out of the zone. 30 seconds on the power play for Syracuse. Dotchin in his own end. The righty scans the ice. Looks right, skates ahead, enters the zone, sets up Ernie down the right boards. Tried to make a feed to the point, but it was intercepted. Read beautifully by De La Rose. He clears down. So while the first power play unit is really clicking, the second one is not. Meanwhile, the Crunch nearly turned it over in front of their goal. Bobby Farnham was in on the forecheck, but the Gord pass comes to Thomas. Enters the zone, but it's knocked down at the line. Here comes Terry, hustling in. He's in, all alone. Save McKenna with the stick. Mike McKenna with his third breakaway save of the game. And the Crunch still lead 1-0. We're back to 5 aside with 11:20 to go in the second. Gord comes ahead, whacks it deep into the trapezoid. Howden and DJ were locked up in the neutral zone as Gord fired in, and that group heads off. Here comes Stefan Matteau, pressured by Brodeur. Terry tries to tap it right wing. He gets it to Sherbak. Feed to the high slot. Julson shoots. Vermeen blocks it. It ends up on the far boards, weak side. Cuckoo, using the sidewall, taps it to center. Fired back in by the IceCaps. McKenna, side of the net. Now we've got penalty coming up as Joel Vermeen and Chris Terry came together in front of the St. John's bench. Chris Terry going off for a line change. Joel Vermeen called for roughing as he collided with Chris Terry. And now the Crunch will be shorthanded. Meanwhile, Michael Bourneval and Brad Chavez have returned to the Crunch bench. Positive sign for Bourneval's health. Of course, there's still half a period to go here. Sometimes you think about maybe if there's any question, you just stay in the locker room until the intermission. But Bourneval spent only a brief period away from the bench. Brad Chavez checked him out, and apparently he's good to go. Is Bourneval? I'm sure Brad is good too. So now the Crunch will go back to the penalty kill. So far, so good in the game. St. John's 0 for 3. Here's a right circle face-off. McCarron against Dumont. We haven't seen as much time on the ice for Gabriel Dumont today. He's been reserved more for this penalty-killing mode, playing fourth-line minutes with Brett Howden and Kevin Lynch. And here he is, of course, in that critical role of penalty killer and face-off taker. And McCarron down to a knee. A couple of false starts here. The linesman refuses to drop the puck, and you hear the crowd getting on the linesman and McCarron, perhaps. Of course, the visiting team has to have its face-off man put his stick down first. And they're saying ref you something I can't say on the air, but it's not the ref, it's the linesman. Crunch win the face-off, can't clear it on the far side. Redmond gloves to keep. Into the high slot, it's Hudon. Returns at left point, Redmond, where he scored from on Wednesday. Hudon's right point shot blocked by Dumont. Puck to the near side, poked along by Cuckoo. Cleared out by Dumont in the air and rolling down to the far corner. Minute 40 to go on the St. John's power play. Syracuse leads 1-0, nearing the halfway mark of the second period. Redmond steps right, yanks it into the zone, into the corner, and no icing. It was close. Dotchin fires it around the rim. It's out to center. Here comes Gord speeding after a loose puck. Terry is back. Conacher joins the play. Conacher back to Gord. He swung and missed. And here the IceCaps come back ahead. Sherbak into the zone. Conacher hustling back. Now Gord goes after the much larger Nikita Sherbak near boards. To the right point, Redmond. Left side, Terry in the circle. Feeds across, Sherbak shoots off the outside of the right post. McKenna was there to cover it. And the puck battle on the near boards. Minute to go on the power play for St. John's. Left point for Terry, takes it off the far boards. Chris Terry to the center point, Zach Redmond. Right circle, Charles Hudon. Back to the left, a tip pass by Conacher. Terry's got it. Back across to Hudon. Takes this pass off the boards. Hudon, top of the right circle. He shoots off a stick in front. McCarron blocked it inadvertently. Sent down the ice by Brodeur, and the Crunch penalty kill will get a change in. 33 seconds to go on the St. John's power play. 1-0 Crunch, 9:15 to go in the second. IceCaps come ahead. De La Rose, poke check by Fraze, denies the entry. St. John's from left to right here in the second period, wearing whites with red and blue trim. Here comes Audette Hanley, but it's an offside play, and a neutral zone faceoff comes next. 13 seconds to go on the minor to Joel Vermeen for roughing. I don't know for sure, but that is probably the first roughing minor against Joel Vermeen all season. Not sure about it, but Joel Vermeen in the regular season had a grand total of 17 penalty minutes in 46 games. Not one that you'd expect to have been called for roughing. As I comb my memory banks, I think maybe there was one that was nearly a fight for Joel, and rather than giving him a fighting major, they assessed a roughing minor. But in the scheme of play, you don't see too much roughing from Joel. Crunch clear it back down. Here comes the cheer from the crowd. Penalty kill once more successful for Syracuse. IceCaps send it deep. Machine comes back. Machine sets up the near side breakout. Tiramina to Lynch. Kevin Lynch from Michigan speeds along into the zone with Dumont. Right wing shot forced around behind. Near boards, Dominic Machine. Dumont gets to it. Tried to set it to Machine. Returns it to Dumont. Protecting the puck, he's forced to the neutral zone. Dumont loses the puck. Grabbed, though, by the Crunch. It's Lynch to the right wing and Joel Vermeen down the right wing boards. Joel escapes the pressure of Hanley, loses an edge, and down he goes. IceCaps have it again. Rimmed around, Kevin Lynch with some pressure. Now he'll head off. Here comes the breakout for St. John's left to right. Stolen in the neutral zone by Byron Fraze. Cuckoo almost turned it over. Dotchin sets up Ernie, but it's deflected away by Juleson and right in on his own goaltender from about 50 feet away. Blocked away by Lindbergh as the play comes to the far side. Lead pass for Freeberg. Icing waved off. Cuckoo goes after Freeberg. Checks him on the end boards left corner. Cuckoo knocks it free, and Fraze controls for Syracuse. Starts Brett Howden on the breakout. Howden goes into a wall of IceCaps, and Didier knocks him off the puck. St. John's controls. Freeberg's cross-ice pass goes to the far wing, and Viu gets it deep. Hops around to the right corner. Dotchin is there, and now it's Byron Fraze. 15 shots on goal coming into Game 4, which was second most in the league here in the Calder Cup Playoffs. Crunch get it deep. Left point, Brodeur throws it towards the slot. It's a bouncing puck to the right wing. Howden is there. And now grabbed by Howden in the right corner. Back behind for Condra. Sees Brodeur. Shooting save, Lindgren. Matthew Brodeur, the defenseman from the left circle, gets the shot on goal. We've reached an official timeout. 7 minutes to go in the second period. Syracuse 1, St. John's nothing on ESPN Radio.
Attention radio listeners, what news you are about to hear is going to be shocking.
I think, Abby, it's more like huge news from Fusillo Hyundai of Syracuse when you get into the 2017 Hyundai Elantra SE. The MSRP of $20,010, $179 down, $179 a month.
And this Elantra is equipped. It's not stripped. Keyless entry, remote trunk release, bucket seats with premium talk trim, CD, MP3, auxiliary import, goes on and on.
How'd you find that out so quick?
$179 down, $179 a month through this Sunday at Fusillo Hyundai.
Found his 17 penalty minutes. That's good.
36 month, 3,000.
How about this? Was there another roughing minor at the same time to somebody else? So I was right.
Included in payment structure. $400 disposition fee.
See, I was right.
Termination fee. No security deposit required. $3,000 HMF lease cash and $500 Hyundai sales event cash applied. Offer with free credit through Hyundai Motor Finance. Prior sales excluded. See dealer for details. Pricing available from April 1st, 2017 through April 30th, 2017.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
Welcome back, everybody. Syracuse leads St. John's 1-0 here in the second period. Just a fact check for you. Mentioned that Joel Vermeen got the minor for roughing. We double-checked. Crack crew behind the scenes. In fact, we were right. Joel Vermeen did have just one roughing minor in the regular season. It was back in November, and it was when Dan Catanacci and Joel Vermeen got into a pseudo fight. Here's Thomas shooting, save Lindgren, and he holds on. So it was enough of an altercation that wasn't really in the midst of play. Catanacci and Vermeen came together, but they gave him roughing minors instead of fighting majors. And so, yeah, that was the only roughing minor for Vermeen all regular season, but somehow they gave him one here today when he got tangled up with Chris Terry. Joel Vermeen will be our shootout show guest, by the way, so don't miss that on the postgame. Crunch lead here 1-0 in game 4. 6:49 to go, second period. Plenty of penalties in this game, not too many shots. 14 for the IceCaps, 13 for the Crunch. St. John's clears. Brodeur fires it. Whoa, look out into the crowd. Over the short glass on the far side. And everyone appears to be okay. Not too often does a puck go over the short glass with such velocity. It just missed the screen that wraps around the high glass. It couldn't have missed by more than 10 feet or so. So now a neutral zone faceoff. Pekka, McGinn, and Condra the forwards. Cuckoo and Dachin the defense. Pekka wins the faceoff against Terry. Cuckoo banks it forward. McGinn through his legs. Pekka didn't see that coming, so Hudon with a steal. Left wing side, Sherback shoots, kick save. McKenna with the left pad. On the right side, Hudon had his pass blocked, whacked to the left wing under Sherback's stick. Condra paddles it forward and out to center. Pekka starts into the zone, leading time again down the boards. McGinn shooting, blocked by Redmond. McGinn's got it again. Pekka left corner. Back around behind centers. McGinn fans on the shot. McGinn sees it out in front, but it's poked away. McGinn had a glorious chance. He looks down at his stick and thinks to himself, how did you fail me there, old blade? Flipped in on goal. Lindgren sticks it aside, and Sherback muffs the puck. Condra bumps him. Borneval keeps it in for Yanni Gord. Yanni on the left wing sets it up for Borneval. Left circle, crossing with Gord into the slot under the stick of Condra. His stick was lifted. Dachin gets to it right point. Into the right corner. Borneval there with Condra. Centering feed off his stick. Hoping for Gord out in front. And on the far side, the IceCaps get it out of the zone. Hudon in the middle, leading Sherback. Dachin cuts it off. It's up to the offensive line for the Crunch, but Redmond steals it away and plays it deep. It is an icing call. Redmond did not get across the red line when he played it down. 5:28 to go in the second. Crunch 1, IceCaps nothing. Seconds ago, another terrific setup by the trio of Condra, McGinn, and Pekka. There's no doubt that the line that has most chemistry is that group. They each have 4 points in the series, including one each tonight. They combined for the lone goal. It was on the power play. Condra from McGinn and Pekka. Face-off won by the Crunch on the left wing. Ernie whacks it towards the side of the net, but the IceCaps clear. This rolls to the Syracuse zone. Terramina back. IceCaps want a change. They'll get Hudon off, replaced by VU. And on the right wing, Fraze wristing one on goal, saved by Lindgren. Byron Fraze, Crunch leader in shots on goal here in the postseason, has one goal to show for it. It was the game winner on Wednesday. No points here today. It's a 1-0 lead for Syracuse. 5:11 to go in the second period. Back in a minute on ESPN Radio.
For over 33 years, Green & Reed has been one of the top personal injury firms in upstate New York. At Green & Reed, we do not stop working until we get the best settlement possible for our clients. We care about our clients. So if you're injured from an automobile collision, motorcycle accident, or at a construction site, make sure you call us at Green & Reed and get the experience you deserve. Trust our experience and call us at 492-2222 or visit greenreed.com.
Let's go, Seneca Chiropractic and Family Wellness is the official chiropractors of the Syracuse Crunch. So as you root for your Syracuse Crunch into the playoffs, the sports-certified chiropractors that specialize in your sports injuries at Seneca Chiropractic and Family Wellness will be rooting alongside you. Be sure to visit them today to find out how they can help with your total wellness solution. Also know that the sports-certified chiropractors at Seneca Chiropractic are there when you need them, from weekend warrior to professional athlete. Visit them today in Camillus, Liverpool, Manlius, Homer, or at seneca-chiro.com.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
Hi, above ringside at Syracuse. Crunch Playoff Hockey is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Crunch take a right wing circle face off. Byron Fraze forces it to the corner. Sent up top. Terramina shooting, tipped wide. Juleson defending at the doorstep, knocked it to the corner. Joel Vermeen goes to it. Penalty coming up. And it will be against St. John. Oh, wait, maybe not. There's a high sticking call. Vermeen went down, and as he went down, a stick came up into an IceCap player's face. And so Joel gets his second minor of the period. Again, I remind you, he had only 17 penalty minutes all regular season. So they don't call the trip, which forced him down, and then when he's knocked to the ice, stick goes up into the air, but they call the high sticking. Now, Joel was incredulous as he shrugged his shoulders and went to the penalty box. He'll sit for 2. 4:58 to go in the second period. And there have been far more minor penalties called in this game than you might have expected. Certainly more through half a game than we saw in the first couple. Left wing circle face-off for the IceCaps power play. McCarron against Dumont. McCarron wins it. Dumont thought it was a false start, but the referee lets it continue. Left wing Sherback works around Dotchin. Dotchin gives him a whack on his stick. Puck up top for Terry on the right wing now. Left side he goes, Charles Hudon. Seam pass Redmond, top of the right circle. Center point Terry. Touch pass for Hudon. Working 3 up top here and stacking down low. Terry shoots, blocked in front by Dumont. Whack to the left point, Terry's got it again. Left wing boards for Sherback. Redmond feeling pressure from Condra, but it's down to the half boards. Redmond is there. Minute 25 on the St. John's power play. Wrist shot wide left. McCarron trying to screen McKenna. Puck out at the line. Sherback tips it away from Dumont, who is eyeing a shorthanded breakaway. Now Dumont gets the puck after Sherback stick breaks. Condra back to Cuckoo. Crunch with the puck entering the zone shorthanded. Cuckoo goes down to the corner and rims it around. New penalty kill unit comes on for the Crunch. 4 minutes to go in the second. Crunch lead 1-0. A minute to go on the St. John's power play. Rabin in the box for high sticking, his second minor of the period. Here comes Zach Redmond into the zone. The defenseman goes down the right wing boards. Banks it around behind. Conacher tips it out of the zone. Sherback was racing to the half wall. Conacher reached. He lost his stick. He's got a fresh one from the bench. Hudon enters. Gord gives him a whack. Gord grabs the puck and sets it towards Conacher, but just out of his reach. It goes into the offensive zone for the Crunch. Sherback then lost the puck. Gord's got it. He's got to wait for Conacher to tag up. Now Yanni starts in on the right wing side. Penalty at 25 seconds. Gord loses the puck. Crunch getting a new group out there. Terry is in. Feed to the right wing side, Mateau. At the top of the right circle, down to the bottom of the circle. Audette throws it in front, off the pipe, no! And back behind for Brodeur. Whack to the far boards. Tapped out of the zone. Fraze was clipped, no penalty. How do they not call that? And the crowd letting the fans, the officials hear it. Fraze was blatantly tripped, and Audette sends it in. Around the rim it goes. Under 3 minutes left in the second. Crunch lead 1-0, and the penalty did run out on St. John, so the Crunch penalty kill remains perfect on the day. Play is in the far corner for the IceCaps. Brodeur bodies Audette. Gets some assistance on the far side with now Byron Fraze clearing the zone. And a waffling puck hops and skips as it slows near the blue line. New group comes on for the Crunch. Here's a steal for Joel Vermeen. Left wing side, joined by McGinn. Joel sets it to McGinn behind the goal. Into the right corner goes Ty. Coming up the far boards. And he'll be forced out of the zone. They'll skate it back to his own line with Dominic Machine. Dominic back skates, finds Pekka out of the neutral zone, but he missed the puck. And the IceCaps have it again. 1-0 Syracuse. 2:05 to go, second period. Game 4 of the North Division semifinals. Crunch win, and they move on. Sent deep by Lernout. It comes around to the near side corner. Thrown in front, broken up by Taramina. Looks over his shoulder to scan the pressure from the IceCaps, but it's Condra clearing. McGinn stays out with Pekka, and now Condra knocks down a pass. Farnham finds it again. Yanked ahead by Freeberg. Right circle, he goes wide right. Shooting, save, and McKenna holds on, no rebound. Also no one nearby for a rebound chance. 1:37 to go in the second, and a 1-0 Crunch lead. Hey, Crunch fans, have you heard about the new Central New York locations for Karuba Collision? Karuba Collision is the official collision repair provider of the Crunch. Make the right decision. Insist on Karuba Collision. Only one goal so far. It is Syracuse on the power play. Condra from McGinn and Pekka. That goal came at 16:41 of the first. Now the IceCaps have 16 shots. Crunch have only 14. But I think the fans in the building would tell you that the offensive opportunities for Syracuse have been more numerous than just 14. Shots that have been blocked or missed, etc. Side of the net, Crunch take over. Gord fans on a pass, and it's stolen away by Camara. Here's McKenna, side of his net. Rimmed around by Viu toward the far corner. Dotch in there, lifts it in the air out to the neutral zone. No icing here as it rolls down towards the far corner. Gord speeds after it. Bumps Didier. Puck comes back out through neutral ice, and it is an icing call against St. John's. 1:07 to go in the second period. Crunch 1, IceCaps nothing. Well, Yanni Gord has been so strong. Julian Brisebois said to Brent Axe on the radio yesterday that he didn't think that Yanni Gord had a bad game all season. And there's nobody that is trying harder than Yanni Gord. Ben Grew told us on the pregame show today that Gord would be the first to admit that he's perhaps not had his best hockey and that he could do even better than he's done in the last few games. Yanni, having spent so much time in the NHL in recent months, he has not scored in the playoffs yet, goal or assist. Minute to go here in the second. IceCaps get it to the neutral zone. Anthony Camara sends it deep on the far boards. Then Thomas chases back with McKenna slowing the puck in the trapezoid. Thomas tries to get through on the near wing. De La Rose knocks it away. Stefan Mateau knocks it from Terramina into the corner. Now McCarron setting up Mateau in the corner. Little scrum down there. Terramina finds the puck as he goes far side. Banks it up and out of the zone. Conacher chasing after that loose puck as Redmond comes in, and Fraze just missed it. Fraze goes down, reaching in, trying to get that loose puck. 16 seconds to go in the period. 1-0 Syracuse. Terry lost the puck. It's Dotchin in his own zone. To the near side for McCarron. Broken up on a feed to the middle. Here's Dumont hustling in with 5 seconds. Feed towards Ernie did not connect, and it's out of the zone. Collision. Dumont gets a face wash, and the linesmen have to step in. A swarm of IceCaps come to Dumont. Ernie trying to get in there as well, and you see that multiple IceCaps after the whistle are trying to make things interesting. Redmond threw a jab, a light wash into the face of Adam Ernie. But the period has come to a close, and the Crunch lead 1-0 through 40 minutes of play and 1 frame from advancing. No penalties were signaled on the play. The referees are talking it over, and Eric Condra wants to know if there will be a penalty charged or not. Crunch players skate off, and Condra wants to know how come there weren't more penalties called against St. John's. Max Freeberg, the IceCaps captain, is there as well, and Condra finally turns away, and everybody heads off to their respective dressing rooms. No scoring there in the second period. Crunch got the only goal of the game back in the first. Condra from McGinn and Pekka at 16:41 on the power play. And on we go to the third. But first, we have the second intermission report. It is brought to you by Upstate University.
Back here in Syracuse, approaching the start of the third period. Crunch leading the IceCaps 1-0 after 40 minutes of play. Crunch looking to advance to the North Division final and win their first playoff series since 2013. One final note of that second period, we saw Michael Bourneval go to the dressing room after he was on the receiving end of a hit along the far boards. A boarding penalty was called. Bourneval left with 13:32 left in the second period. He did return to the bench with Brad Chavis, the Crunch's athletic trainer, but we didn't see Bourneval play the rest of the period, and Brad Chavis goes kind of hovering around him near the bench. So we'll see if we see Bourneval here in the third as the Crunch look to hold on to this 1-0 victory and take out the IceCaps here in Game 4. St. John's facing elimination not only in their season but in their franchise's existence, and as we get ready to hand it off to Dan Duva, obviously you have to expect that St. John's is going to come out with a fire and a passion here in the third, trying to save their season, Dan.
Well, some of the most physical players have also shown frustration at times. Stefan Mateau was fortunate that he wasn't penalized more than he was earlier in this period in the second. Michael McCarron has also been physical. See how the Crunch contend with it here in the third. Lucas, we'll talk to you on the postgame show. Crunch lead 1-0, set to start the third. Full and even strength. Crunch in blue, IceCaps in white with red and blue trim. Syracuse defends the goal to our left side. Fraze against De La Rose. IceCaps win it right to left. Lernout fires deep on the right wing, and it is an icing call. McCarron skates by the linesman and disagrees. So an offensive zone face-off coming for Syracuse. Now the shots combined are 30. 14 for Syracuse, 16 for St. John's. That doesn't quite tell the story. If anything, you have a sense of not too many, not as much 5-on-5 as you might have expected. Here's Thomas, a backhander that sails over the net into the trapezoid. Fraze is back there for Syracuse, but it's Mateau starting it back ahead, turns it over. Fraze with Ernie and Vermeen putting the pressure on here. Fraze bumped from behind. Puck squirts towards the line, but Thomas backed off. He probably could have gotten to it. McCarron sends it deep, and he shrugs off Joel Vermeen, charges in on Brodeur, steals it away. McCarron shooting across the net mouth, just missed Terry at the back door. Right point shot, stolen away. Here's Borneval working on Juleson, the rookie. Borneval left circle, he shoots, save, and Lindgren watches it roll in front just before Gord got there. It was spun away by Joel Hanley. Near side for Charles Hudon. Conacher goes after him. Hudon went down trying to draw the penalty, but none was called. Hudon rink wide to Sherbak. Enters right wing. Feed back to the left, broken up by the Crunch. Dotchin with Cuckoo in the corner. Dotchin has the puck and some room. Makes the pass ahead to Conacher. Throws it across far side. Gord off the boards. Yanni Gord setting up some space. Throws it on goal. Kick save. Tried to throw it inside the long post, but Lindgren got his left toe on it. Sent deep by the IceCaps, no icing. Cuckoo back, checks Farnham on the end boards. 90 seconds gone in the third. Pass going to Sherbak. It ends up at his skates. And now collision in front of the St. John's bench. Sherbak couldn't do much with it as he was going off for a line change. Condra, McGinn, and Pekka are the forwards. The defense now, Terramina and Machine. Terramina cuts off a dump in and sends it back from which it came in the neutral zone. Lernout fires forward, and here's Daniel Audette. 2 minutes into the third, 1-0 Syracuse. Machine combines with Terramina, and down to the ice goes Freeberg. They'll call high sticking. And Freeberg slow getting up. Machine looking around, as innocent as could be, but as the referee comes over, signals just 2 minutes. You can see the IceCaps are doing their best to draw penalties, whether or not they actually exist. Hudon seemed to go down on a phantom trip. The officials did not call that one, but they do call Dominic Machine for high sticking. And now the IceCaps will get their 6th power play of the game. Now, one of their first 5 lasted only 5 seconds. However, number of penalties in this game, especially the number of minor penalties, has been somewhat surprising. 2 minutes into the third, here is another St. John's power play. They've got a couple of power play goals in the series. In the regular season, they were terrific. Managed 10th best percentage in the regular season, but as the Crunch clear, Brodeur sends it all the way down. Chris Terry was not with the team the whole season. Chris Terry was in the National Hockey League. Terry scored 30 goals in just 58 games. 68 points in 58 games for Chris Terry. Much of it on the power play. Here is Terry, right wing, feeds down low, and a shot saved McKenna with the left pad, hugging the blocker side post to his left. Brodeur starts it up the near boards, and the puck trickles to the neutral zone. 90 seconds on the power play for St. John's. From the bench comes Corey Conacher and Yanni Gord, Jake Dotchin and Slater Cuckoo, the defense. Terry starts in down the right wing, tries to work his way in front, feeds the slot. Audette shoots, save McKenna. Puck comes around the rim. Here comes Gord, joined by Conacher, shorthanded. Gord is in, feeds Conacher, off his backhand and wide. Centering try, knocked aside. Conacher has got it in the right corner, throws it in front, under the stick of Dotchin and out of the zone, but Syracuse has the puck. Crunch have tagged up now. Dotchin finds Gord back in. Short-handed Gord delays. He gets down low. He shoots. Save! And the puck is under the goalie as he slides into the net. Conacher gets bumped from behind by Sherbak. And now the linesman grabs Conacher. Separates him from Sherbak. And these bigger IceCaps have taken liberties with the smaller Crunch players. McCarron at 6'6". Stephane Mateau at 6'2". Jakob De La Rose at 6'3". Corey Conacher is 5'8", generously. And Yanni Gord is listed at 5'9". But they are speedy, they are tenacious, and they are skilled. So a shorthanded offensive zone draw for the Crunch. 50 seconds to go on their kill. And as has often been the case this year, the Crunch identity on the penalty kill gives them momentum in other aspects of the game. Offensive zone face-off, Crunch win, but forced back to their own end of the ice. Cuckoo winds up, tries to send it deep. It ends up coming to Bourneval with Fraze into the zone. Fraze gets it deep in the left corner. 35 seconds to go on the St. John's power play. Here come the IceCaps right to left. Left wing Sherback skates to the middle. Works around Fraze into the zone. Cuckoo checks Sherback off the puck. It trickles to the corner. Dotchin tries to find Cuckoo. It's Hudon finding it up top Hanley. Twisting it to the right point, Chris Terry. Down towards Hudon, double teamed. Tips the puck down towards the corner. He's got it again. Up top Hanley. Right point Terry. Center point Hanley. The lefty winds. The wrist shot tipped away. McKenna followed it all the way through and got his right toe on it, and it comes to the near corner. Hanley finds the puck to the right side. Terry, penalty is over. Dominic Machine comes from the penalty box and gets the puck. Dominic slides it ahead, and the crowd roars in approval of the Crunch penalty killing. Bourneval sends deep, and a new light comes on. The Crunch fans not only sense the effort on the kill, they sense a 1-0 lead with 15:40 to go in the third in a potential series-clinching game. Here's McCarron into the zone. Came in without the puck. IceCaps now forced to blast it deep. Lernout goes around the rim. McGinn cuts it out for Syracuse, far corner. 2-on-2 scrum. Taramina pulls it out of the scrum. Feed comes across, but Ernie could not handle it. Thrown towards the goal by Farnham. Checked by Ernie in the process of shooting. It went wide. Pekka knocked down. Two IceCaps collide. Pekka loses his stick. Up the near side, here comes Adam Ernie. Slides it up through the neutral zone. McGinn plays it deep, and Ernie stays in on the forecheck. 15 minutes to go in the third. 1-0 Syracuse leads. Lernout makes the breakout pass right wing. Bobby Farnham sends it deep. Thomas is back. Gets bumped up high by Yannick Vieux, and Brodeur gets the puck. Far side, Brett Howden. Howden tackled on the far side by Anthony Camara. Crunch breakout on the near side right. Kevin Lynch sends it in. Briette goes back for the IceCaps. Dumont puts on the pressure. St. John's has the puck lifted ahead. Mateau hoping for this stretch pass, but he had to stop, glove it, and dump it in left corner. Brodeur is back, checked by Camara. Brodeur finds Dumont, though, on the far side. Speeding through center, was held by Mateau. Not called. Mateau reached out with his left hand and grabbed the right arm of Gabriel Dumont. Neither referee raises his arm. Their arms were not held. De La Rose puts it behind the St. John's goal. 14 minutes to go in the third. Syracuse leads 1-0. Bourneval, Conacher, and Gore, the forwards. Taramina and Machine, the defense. St. John's just waiting, allowing the Crunch to make changes, and now the breakout. Audette can't find the pass. It goes to Bourneval for the Crunch. Dotchin starts it along. Gore taps for Conacher. Conacher looking for Bourneval in this slot, but defended well by Daniel Audette. He can't clear. Oh, maybe he did. Cuckoo handled it at the blue line. He thought he kept it in, but the linesman has his arm up, so a delayed offside here. Crunch back off. IceCaps break out right to left. Here's Lernout lifting it deep into the left corner. Dotchin is back, but it's an icing call. The linesmen have been very, very strict on the icing calls today. In other words, when a player gets near the center red line, as long as it's pretty close, referee's going to let it, I should say the linesman will let it be a dump in and no icing. But they are following the exact letter of the law here. That was very close to being waved off. But it is an icing against St. John's. Crunch get the offensive zone drop. Audette against Pekka. Audette wins it for St. John's. Terry on the far boards whips it across to open ice. Nobody there except Pekka for the Crunch. Plays it back to his own zone in Jake Dotchin. Far side for Cuckoo. Pokes it towards center. Condra races after it, but stripped away. Dotchin tied up with Hudon. It's an onside play right wing. As Terry hoping to find Hudon down the middle, but it did not click. Cuckoo bumps Hudon in the corner. Up top to the right point, Zach Redmond. Left point, one-time shot, kick save. Right pad McKenna. Condra near corner for Syracuse. McCarron bumps him. Condra for Pekka trying to get out of the zone. They can't. McCarron feeds right. Stick save. One-time shot from Terry. McKenna was ready for it. Now McGinn helped by Pekka far side. Down goes Cuckoo. Puck into the trapezoid behind the Syracuse goal. Squirts out to Lernout near circle. He looks right, finds Redmond near the blue line. Swivels, left wing shot, save McKenna. Standing upright, he secures it against his chest. McCarron on the doorstep, but Dotchin bumped him aside, and a horn signals a break in the action. 12 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the third period. Syracuse Crunch 1, St. John's IceCaps nothing. If the score holds, Syracuse advances. Back in a moment on ESPN Radio.
Here's Syracuse University head football coach Dino Babers with a few words about Burdick Lexus and Burdick BMW at Drivers Village.
Imagine luxury with me. Close your eyes and imagine an endless selection of luxury and performance in the form of BMW and Lexus sedans, crossovers, and SUVs. Imagine a sales staff that's well coached on how to fulfill your every need or want with no pressure whatsoever. Now open your eyes. You're at Burdick BMW and Burdick Lexus at Drivers Village.
Lease a luxurious new 2017 Lexus RX 350 with all-wheel drive at Burdick Lexus for just $490 per month for 36 months with $37.99 plus taxes, fees, DMV, and first payment due at signing. Stock number U001250. 500 Lexus lease cash applied. 350 disposition fee at lease end. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile thereafter. Security deposit waived with approved credit through LSF with 730 credit score. Offer ends May 1st, 2017.
If you're in the market for a luxury vehicle, your choice should be Burdick Lexus or Burdick BMW at Drivers Village in Cicero.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
Hi, above ringside in the McLean Northeast broadcast booth. Hi, everybody. Dan Duva here for the Crunch in the Calder Cup Playoffs. Brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Syracuse in the defensive zone for a face-off with Mike McKenna watching to his right. Face-off is a stalemate, but to the sidewall it goes. Crunch get it out of the zone. It's Joel Vermeen and Byron Fraze with Adam Ernie. 12:20 left here in regulation. The only goal was on the Syracuse power play back in the first. Contra from McGinn and Pekka. Syracuse gets Brodeur back behind his own net with McCarron coming in and pressure. Syracuse clears. Vermeen chasing a bouncing puck, but it's Hanley back in his own zone. Several whacks from Vermeen. And now a steal for Vermeen momentarily. Hanley got it back with Sherbak helping. Sherbak gets around Fraze, lumbers into the zone. Puck rolls off his forehand into the corner. Hip check from Brodeur. Puck out in front of the Crunch net. Fraze has it. Clears on the right wing. Dumont gloves it ahead to himself. Enters on the left. He'll go into the corner. Crunch need reinforcements. Howden comes for the bench, joined by Lynch. Dumont killing some time down in the left corner. It's 5 aside here. Crunch get it up top. Taramina fakes the drive. Now he shoots, deflected into the screen. Max Freeberg up in the high slot. Taramina thought about a one-time wrister, but then thought better. Ended up getting blocked out of play. Only 37 shots combined in this game. When you think about it, game 2 of this series, there were 91 shots combined. A game that went to double overtime, but you get the idea. 11:30 left in regulation. Syracuse 1, St. John's nothing. Game 4 of the North Division semifinals, a best-of-5 series. Crunch win the draw. Taramina shot blocked by Mateau. Into the right corner. Lynch goes after Redmond, and it's into the corner for Brett Howden, who creates the steal. Up top, Taramina took it off his skate. It's out of the zone. Taramina sends back in. Crunch tag up, and Howden re-enters with Lynch now in a forechecking mode. IceCaps slowly emerge. On the right wing goes Julian Briette. Tries to get it deep and went off the linesman's skate as he was hopping up onto the railing at the Syracuse bench. Goes into the corner, right wing side. Around the rim, Conacher pitchforks it out of the zone. Farnham hustling back along with Hanley. Gord charges in with Bourneval, and it's back out to the Syracuse end of the ice. Here's Taramina. Plenty of room, fires up ahead. Bourneval tried to tip it to Conacher, but it was sent the other way by to Hudon. He shoots, trickling puck, pulled away. Taramina saved the goal, and it's out of the zone. Far side in front of the St. John's bench. Bourneval checks Lernout onto the Syracuse bench. Almost went entirely over the railing. Crunch have the puck again. On the right wing side, here's Yanni Gord. Speeding in with McGinn cutting. Gord to the fourth man. Cuckoo shooting. Just missed the left post. McGinn tried to send it out in front, but it was under his stick. Hudon pitches it high in the air out to center. Now it's Terry trying to get by Cuckoo. Terry, the lefty, tries to work it in front. He's threw it across the slot, but nobody home. Hudon knocked down on the near boards. McGinn reaches in, trying to decide what to do here. He's tied up with Hudon, and now McGinn pulls it loose. It's taken away, floated right, a shot, save. McKenna pulls it in as Dotchin and Hudon collide in the crease. Noah Juleson, in his second pro game, found the puck in the right circle, but McKenna squared up well to his left. We have an official timeout. 9:49 to go. Third period. Syracuse 1, St. John's nothing on ESPN Radio.
The IBEW Local 43 and the National Electrical Contractors Association have been a part of Central New York for over 100 years. The IBEW state-of-the-art training facility offers classroom instruction as well as everyday on-the-job construction training. From the Carrier Dome to our local hospitals, malls, schools, and city buildings, Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 will continue to help light, power, and grow our community.
That feeling you get when you taste Dunkin' Donuts fruited iced teas. Freshly brewed iced tea and real fruit juice. Little bits of fruit add an extra burst of flavor. You sip it up and cool right down as a sweet splash of refreshment washes over you.
Keep on with Dunkin's new mango pineapple or blackberry fruited iced teas. Made with your choice of iced tea or iced green tea. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Stop by Dunkin' Donuts and get a freshly brewed coffee. America runs on Dunkin'.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
The Crunch win, the Crunch advance. The IceCaps win, Game 5 tomorrow. 9:49 left in regulation. Syracuse leads 1-0. Defensive zone draw for the Crunch. It's the Pekka line out. Pekka with McGinn on his right and Eric Condra. Defensively, it's Thomas and Brodeur. Face off to the left of Mike McKenna, who has faced 22 shots. He's made 22 saves. Charlie Lindgren has faced 17 shots and made 16 saves. One goal in the game. It was on the power play for Syracuse back in the first. Eric Condra is second of the series. Crunch win the draw. Brodeur behind his goal for Ben Thomas. Right side to Eric Condra. Tries to make a cross-ice pass, but it was broken up. Condra tips it ahead to the blue line, but it's Juleson taking it away for St. John's. Audette almost lost his balance and almost lost the puck, but it's Juleson bailing him out. Forecheck comes from Pekka, creates a steal, feeds McGinn. It hops under his stick, kept by Brodeur at the line, but Syracuse cannot recover, and the IceCaps have it again. Right to left comes St. John's. Hanley near side of center, plays it deep. Pekka collides with Hanley in center as Brodeur goes to play the puck. Here's Brett Howden in the right corner for St. John's. Over on the far side to the left of McKenna down near the stage seating here in Syracuse. Battle continues, a 2-on-2 scrum. McCarron at 6'6", reaching in. Puck knocked to the near side corner. Thomas is there. Referee trying to get out of Thomas's way. Thomas sidesteps a check and then his stick broken in half. Puck around to the right point. Redmond. Lynch blocks the shot. Puck to the near side. Pekka's got it. Banks it through center. Howden chasing the rolling puck. Redmond cuts it off. Linesman in the way of Kevin Lynch and Julian Briette. Lynch wins that battle and sends it deep to the right corner. 8:30 to go in the third period. Syracuse, a victory, moves on and would face Toronto or Albany in the second round. IceCaps get it deep. Dotchin fires it around the rim, and it comes through center. A waffling puck. Will it be icing? No. Waved off. Syracuse last won a postseason series in 2013 when they won the conference championship against Wilkes-Barre Scranton. They had won the first round that year against the Portland Pirates in a 3-game sweep. They won the second round against the Falcons of Springfield in 4 games a sweep. And then they beat Wilkes-Barre Scranton in a 5-game series in what was a best of 7. Crunch get it deep. Crowd of nearly 6,000 on hand here for the Crunch and IceCaps, hoping to get that home ice series clinching victory. 7:35 to go in regulation. Here comes Brett Lernout for the IceCaps. Throws a bouncer in on goal. McKenna steers it away. It ends up in the right corner. Here's Bobby Farnham working hard in there. Yanni Gord defends him. Farnham chips it out to the line. Noah Juleson, center point Briette. He shoots, turned aside. McKenna got the paddle of his stick on it. To the left wing corner it goes. Mateau and Gord collide. And now a penalty coming And high sticking the call against Yanni Gord. Into the face of Stefan Matteau. And once again, the Crunch committing a penalty at the worst time. Now the penalty kill has been staunch, but another high sticking call, unnecessary. But it puts Syracuse down a man. IceCaps get their 7th power play of the game. They are 0 for 6. And Yanni Gord, whose frustration he only wears after a play. In the midst of action, he's as speedy and as hardworking as anybody out there. But without any points in the series, and without as much success as he is familiar in having since coming back from the National Hockey League, you can imagine what's going through Yanni's mind as he sits in the penalty box. Of course, one of the best Crunch penalty killers. Crunch without him now for 2 minutes. Crunch win the defensive zone draw. Cuckoo clears down. Let's see how Syracuse picks up their teammate Yanni Gord, the regular season MVP. 7 minutes left in regulation. Crunch lead 1-0. Here's Chris Terry. Fires left wing, intercepted by Dumont. Pokes it along the right wing boards. Gets through Terry, joined by Condra and Cuckoo. Dumont out in front, he shoots, stick save. Condra bumped to the side of the net, could not get to the loose puck. Condra and Dumont back off. Sherback with Terry coming through the neutral zone. Terry fires it into the referee. It ends up in the right corner, and the crowd applauds, which is not very nice. Crunch on the near side with Dotchin. He clears it all the way back down. Minute 10 to go on the power play for St. John's. 6:15 to go in the third period. Syracuse leads 1-0. Penalty killers for the Crunch: Fraze, Conacher, Thomas, and Brodeur. Here's Nikita Sherback. Fires it deep. Puck almost hopped out in front. Lively bounce off the kick plate. It ends up going around the rim, sent to the point, but out of the zone. Terry dove, but could not reel it in. 6 minutes to go in the third. 43 seconds on the power play for St. John's. Going right to left. Hanley fires up the right wing for Stefan Matteau. Plays it around the rim to the near side. Julian Briette bumped by Byron Fraze, who knocked the puck loose. It squirts in front. Conacher tries to steer it away. Matteau's got it. Now a whistle and a hand pass is called. Hand pass forces a stoppage and a face-off back at center. Yanni Gord in the box for Syracuse. 28 seconds left on that penalty. 7th power play of the game for St. John's. Here comes the neutral zone face-off. And it is Audette trying to work through the right circle. Feeds in front. Matteau, score! It's a tie game. Stefan Matteau, his 3rd goal of the series. We're knotted up at 1 with 5:33 to go. A power play goal for the IceCaps. It was a neutral zone draw after a hand pass by St. John's. The Crunch did not seem to get back into position. Matteau was all alone. He beats Mike McKenna. And Syracuse now all of a sudden, having led most of the way, now in a 1-1 deadlock with 5:33 to go. 2nd power play, 3rd power play goal of the series for St. John's. They were 1 for 4 in game 1. 1 for 3 in game 3, and now they are 1 for 7 in game 4. No doubt about it, the Crunch penalty kill has been great, but they have been asked too many times tonight to go to work. That was the 7th power play for St. John's, and that's how the IceCaps get their first goal. It comes with 5:30 left. Now, where's the momentum? Can Syracuse rally here, or do St. John's get a boost? Here's the Crunch with Joel Ramin in his own zone. Pops out to the middle, and it's Taramita. Starts it ahead. Up the left wing, here's Adam Ernie. He shoots from center, but it's blocked by Julesen. Into the left corner. Now it's Byron Fraze. Fans on a pass. Here comes Bobby Farnham hustling out with Yannick Vio. Fired in by Farnham into the left corner. Machine goes back and bumps Vio, and it goes far side, and Borneval protects the puck. Ernie up the right wing side, and it's Ramin sending it ahead, hoping for Byron Fraze. New group coming from the bench. It's McGinn. Ty gets the puck out at the right point. He shoves it into the corner. Check from behind, but no call. IceCaps have the puck with 4:40 to go in the third. Tie game 1-1. Here is De La Rose. His cross-ice pass does make it through to Zach Redmond. Into the zone he goes. Right side. He shoots. Stick save. Rebound to Matteau. Shooting, another save. McKenna off his right arm that time. And now Here's Slater Cuckoo starting it forward. Here comes Eric Condra with Pekka and McGinn. Condra comes in, floats it to Pekka through the right circle. Tries to get it in front, but it goes behind the goal for Ty McGinn. Left corner. Finds Pekka in the trapezoid. Feed towards the point was picked up by Anthony Camara. And now Matteau on the left wing side fires it deep. All the way in on goal. McKenna gloves and holds. 4:01 to go in the third, and we have another official timeout. Stefan Matteau has his third goal of the series, and it has tied it. And over at the St. John's bench, they were embracing and leaping just at the thought of tying this game, and perhaps tying the series if they can find another one. Again, it's a 1-1 tie. We'll be back in a moment on ESPN Radio.
SyracuseHelpWanted.com salutes the employee of the month. The one employee you can't live without. The others, let's just call them Dave.
Oh, man.
What's going on, Mr. Employee of the Month?
Oh, nothing, Dave. It's just a paper jam.
Paper jam? Hey, guys, time for a paper jam!
I shouldn't have said anything.
If you don't mind hiring Daves, go to the huge national job boards. That's probably what you'll get. But if you want more employees of the month, go where local job seekers find good local jobs. SyracuseHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work.
Whether you're an electrical contractor with a large or small business, let the IBEW Local 43 help your company with no-cost benefit administration, flexible manpower, and a drug-free workforce.
I'm Barbara McLean, president of Allied Electric Company. Becoming an IBEW contractor has helped us to expand and improve our company. They provide access to a flexible, skilled workforce that is trained in all areas of electrical construction.
Please contact our membership development team at 422-0435 or visit our website at IBEW43.org.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
Welcome back, everybody. Syracuse and St. John's now tied 1-1. Downey Gord started ahead, and it's fired in on goal by the Crunch. Steered away by Charlie Lindgren, who's only faced 19 shots in the game. And while Syracuse is buzzed in the offensive zone, they haven't got as many pucks on goal as perhaps they'd like. Corneval tried to throw it across, but it went off the boards and all the way back to the Syracuse zone. Crunch led from the late stages of the first period. Power play goal from Condra at 6:41 of the first. But then in the third, Matteau at 14:27. In the high slot, Conacher shoves it right wing. Gord out in front, off the stick, swing and a miss. It comes to the right wing. Gord shooting, stick save, covered up. Off the stick, off the pad, and then Lindgren's glove popped down on top of the loose puck with no one really too close. Stefan Matteau beats Mike McKenna high on the glove side. McKenna, of course, the righty catcher. How often do you see two righty catchers in the same postseason series? That's what we have in Mike McKenna, a 34-year-old from St. Louis, Missouri, out of St. Lawrence University. And then at the other end, there's Charlie Lindgren, righty catcher out of St. Cloud State from Minnesota. Lindgren watches the faceoff to his left. His teammates clear it out of the zone. Thomas taps it ahead to Fraze. Floats it down the far boards. Ernie chases. Ernie bumps his man into the right corner. Vermeen checked from behind. Puck squirts up the near side. Fraze to Thomas. He winds. Left wing to Brodeur. He gets deep. Under 3 minutes to go in regulation, tied at 1. Vermeen goes to the puck on the far side. In the corner. Tries to push his way through, but he's bodied off by De La Rose. Ernie joins the fray. It comes loose to Byron Fraze. Which way will he go? Fraze slides it around behind. Joel Vermeen picks it up. Joel uses the rim. Got it to Brodeur. McCarron tries to knock it loose. He can't. Now reaching in on Brodeur. Knocks him over. Brodeur chips it into the trapezoid. Ernie was bumped off the puck. Thomas chasing in. In the left corner. Couple of shoves there. And Fraze watching as Condra comes on to replace Vermeen. Puck comes around the rim and out of the zone. Condra back to get it. At the red line in front of the penalty benches. Condra comes down the right wing. He shoots. Glove save. Lindgren holds on. Condra, the only goal scorer for Syracuse today. Now 2 goals in as many home playoff games for the Crunch captain. Condra in the regular season limited to AHL games numbering 55. 48 points in 55 games with the Crunch this year. He was called up and sent back to Syracuse 8 times. But named captain on St. Patrick's Day, and he is basically a point per game since then. Pekka wins the faceoff. McGinn up top, Tiramita to the middle. He shoots, knocked down. Mateau starts it out to the near side in Farnham, but missed him. Tiramita turns it back ahead. Condra and McGinn going after it, but it's Mateau in front of his bench, sends it ahead and into the corner. Icing was waved off. Tiramita back to get it with under 2 minutes to go in the third, tied at 1. Machine ahead to time again. Banks it forward, but not deep. Redmond's cross-ice pass intercepted by Condra. Left wing Pekka with Condra in the slot. He shoots, just missed left. It goes off the back of the net. Play continues down low. Condra shoulders in on Redmond, and it's Bobby Farnham galloping out on the far side. Whacked by McGinn, cut off by the Crunch. Here comes Syracuse, Cuckoo left wing. Cuckoo floats it in front off of Condra. He was held up by a learnout. Minute 20 left in the third, tied at 1. Farnham checked by Borneval. IceCaps started back out from right to left. Here is Julian Briette left wing. Fires it deep. Stopped by McKenna in the trapezoid. To the right wing, Jake Dotchin. Starting the breakout to Yanni Gord. Yanni ahead with Borneval. Down the right wing. Borneval in front, off the skate, and it goes back to the corner. A minute to go in regulation. Gord with Borneval stay hard up front with Conacher, but it started up on the right wing. Cuckoo checks off Terry. Puck kicked backwards by Cuckoo, and Gord has it in his own zone. Yanni Gord finds Ben Thomas coming off the bench. The rookie defenseman starts ahead, enters the zone. Thomas shooting, deflected into the screen. But Syracuse gets an offensive zone face-off. 38.2 seconds to go in the third in a tie game. It's game 4 of the North Division semifinals. And now the crowd, which was in borderline celebration mode there in the middle stages of the third, now it's closer to pins and needles. No lead seems safe in this series. Dumont set to take the draw right side. With Ernie to his right, Fraze to his left, Tiramita and Thomas up top. McCarron, a long conversation, and now the linesman. A good conversation with Dumont. They nod their heads, and here we go. McCarron puts his stick down. Linesman won't drop the puck yet. And they won't go again. Now Dumont shrugs his shoulders. Linesman's in a tough spot here because he's had a conversation with both guys. McCarron puts his stick down, and the linesman didn't drop the puck right away. So here we go again. McCarron backs away for a moment. Now he leans in, puts his stick down, and here's the drop. McCarron wins it after all that. In the NHL, the linesman dropped the puck very quickly as soon as that visiting player puts his stick down. In the American League, it seems not quite as quick. Crunch get it back in. Redmond behind his net, 25 seconds left in regulation. Ernie prevents the clear. Ernie throws it across, misses Dumont. Dumont takes it off the right wing boards, 18 seconds left. Dumont has Fraze and Ernie out in front. Dumont smothered behind the goal. Dumont still got it going left corner. Former IceCaps captain, still in that left corner. Hanley all over him, tries to make the feed, but it's intercepted and cleared to the neutral zone. 4 seconds, 3. Dotchin at his own line. Up ahead for Fraze, but that's it. We're going to overtime. Now, Syracuse was 5 minutes and 33 seconds away from a victory and advancing into the second round. However, after a hand pass,
offers draft tables where you can throw your own deals with a great selection of craft, domestic, and imported news with all the action. NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, and of course SU. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, enjoy 20 wings and a pitcher of Bud Light for only $20. Saltine Warrior Sports Pub, 214 West Water Street in Syracuse. Check it out. Ask for John. He may just buy you a drink.
Whether you're an electrical contractor with a large or small business, let the IBEW Local 43 help your company with no-cost benefit administration, flexible manpower, and a drug-free workforce.
I'm Barbara McQueenie, president of Allied Electric Company. Becoming an IBEW contractor has helped us to expand and improve our company. They provide access to a flexible, skilled workforce that is trained in all areas of electrical construction.
Please contact our membership development team at 422-0435 or visit our website at IBEW43.org.
This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on ESPN 97.7 and 100.1.
Back here at the War Memorial as we prepare for overtime between the Crunch and the IceCaps, tied 1-1. As we know, the first couple of minutes of overtime critically important. And as we hand it off to Dan Duva, we'll see how those first couple of minutes progress here at the War Memorial. Dan?
Lucas, here are the players who have scored overtime goals for the Crunch this season. Dylan Blugis back on November 25th. Yanni Gord, December 28th. Time again, March 15th. Matt Pekka, March 18th. Time again last week. 1-1 as we start overtime. 5-on-5 hockey. And what else is new? They have a false start at the draw. It was to be Fraze against De La Rose. De La Rose pulled it all the way back to his own end, but referee says, no, let's do it again. Furman South, the referee, and the IceCap, we've got a tie-up. Fraze is still on the ice here with De La Rose. Crunch get it to the offensive zone. Crunch from right to left here in overtime. Shots through regulation, 26-21, St. John's. At center, it's whacked in. Icing is, in fact, called. At first, one linesman was waving it off. The other one still had his arm up, so the other linesman said, oh, you're right, it is an icing. So they'll send the face-off back to the Syracuse offensive zone. For the Crunch, they put out Adam Ernie. Well, let's see, they're changing it up. Corey Conacher with Michael Bourneval, Yanni Gord, Jake Dotchin, and Slater Cuckoo. In the meantime, players are going to the St. John's bench. Crunch were saying, hey, where are those guys going? Those were players who had come from the dressing room. Not the face-off circle. Here's the draw, won by the IceCaps. De La Rose against Gord. Yanni's playing center tonight. Yanni takes it away on the right wing, throws it behind the goal for Conacher, banks it up top to Dotchin. His shot blocked, ends up in the middle of the ice. Fired up the right wing towards Freeburg, and it is an icing call. Well, you look at the performers who has produced in the Calder Cup Playoffs for the Crunch. The line of McGinn, Pekka, and Condra, no doubt the most productive, each player with 4 points. Matt Taramina also at 4 points, the Eddie Shore Award winner. He's a defenseman. Outside of those 4 players, not too many multi-point performers. Howden has 2 assists. Conacher 1 goal and 1 assist. IceCaps clear the zone. It's back to Dotchin at his own line. Middle of the ice, Slater Cuckoo back behind his own goal. Crunch right to left here in overtime. We're in all blue. Here's Yanni Gord speeding up the right side of center. Into the zone, he lost the puck. IceCaps take it away. Lernout clears on the far side. Cuckoo is back, starts it ahead to Bourneval. Steps behind Gord, passes to Yanni, but it missed him. It goes deep. Everybody goes to change except for Bourneval, still working down low. IceCaps take it in their defensive zone. Pekka to the near side with Condra, left point machine, and down to the ice went an IceCap. Hudon again tries to draw the high sticking call, but none is made. We have seen that multiple times from Hudon, not only in the series, but even tonight, where he tries to sell a penalty. Here's time again for the Crunch. Lumbers in right side. One hands it to the right corner. McGinn pokes it towards the near corner. Got it to Pekka, but through his legs. IceCaps take it away. Hudon starts it along to the right wing, and here's Freeburg to the middle of the ice. Lifted in by Julian Briette. Sticked away by McKenna. Passes near side for time again. Tide banks it forward to Condra. Condra to the middle of the ice. Pekka down to a knee, corrals it. Drops to McGinn, left point. He shoots on goal, save. Rebound was free for an instant, but then Lindgren on top. Claude to keep it away from Pekka and gets the whistle. 2 minutes gone in overtime, tied at 1. Syracuse took the first goal with Condra at 16:41 from McGinn and Pekka. Stefan Matteau tied it at 14:27 of the third. Audette and De La Rose the assists. Both goals in regulation were on the power play. Syracuse 1 for 5. St. John's 1 for 7. In the series, neither side had more than 5 power plays in a game until 7 tonight for the IceCaps. Crunch win the left circle draw. Cuckoo to Ernie towards the slot. Right point Cuckoo. Shot from Dumont was deflected wide left. Ernie throws a hard check on the near board, setting up Dumont. Back around behind for Ernie. Centering. Oh, it just missed the right post. Another wraparound shot. Score! It's Dumont! He wins it! Syracuse advances 2-1. Dumont for The first point of the Calder Cup Playoffs for Gabriel Dumont is the overtime game winner in the decisive Game 4. The former St. John's captain ends his former club season. The Crunch victorious 2-1 in overtime. The crowd continues to cheer. The Crunch continue to embrace. The Crunch move on. As the coaches shake hands over at the benches, the Crunch players now line up, set to shake hands with the IceCaps. And the final time we will see IceCaps jerseys, perhaps ever. Condra leads the celebration and the handshake. McCarron the first to shake hands, leading the IceCaps line. He made a huge impact in the last couple of games coming down from Montreal, but it wasn't enough for the IceCaps. And so, the first points of the series for Ernie, Bourneval, and Dumont, the decisive marker in overtime. Crunch win the game 2-1. They win the series 3-1. And the Crunch will move on to face either Toronto or Albany. Listen to this. Gabriel Dumont is the last man in the handshake line for the Crunch. No surprise given that many of the players with whom he now shakes hands were his teammates, not only last year in St. John's, but also in his seasons with the Hamilton Bulldogs, the city in which this franchise played before going to St. John's prior to last season. Dumont now gets a pat on his rear end from his former head coach, Sylvain Lefebvre. And the Crunch players just stand out there. The Crunch advance. The North Division champions survive a hotly contested opening round series with St. John's. Each game in the opening round was decided by one goal. And the IceCaps, which trailed this game 1-0, managed to equal the score in the last 5 minutes of regulation. And the goal against his former team. Condra introduced as the number 3 star. He had the first goal and for a long time the only goal of the game. Well, Mike McKenna does not have a shutout tonight, nor does he have one